Welcome to the Sports Panel. I am your host, Will. Before you do anything, please like, subscribe, hit those buttons. We are a little bit away from hitting 500 subscriptions on YouTube. We're trying to get out of the dungeon on Instagram. Help us out. Help a nigga out, please. Go ahead and hit those follow buttons. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Also follow Mr. Daddy Sir. I'm on YouTube and Instagram as well, TikTok.
Yes,
subscribe as well, Mr. Daddy Sir.
Mr. Daddy Sir. I do like that shit. That is pretty tight though. Coach is always, you know what I'm saying? I'm always in the building, coaching, doing what I do. You know, let's get it rocking.
Jamal just got a genius idea, that's all. You know what I'm saying?
That genius idea. That shit pretty dope though, you know what I'm saying? You sporting the merch already, so you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Gary too, because we geniuses. We
G.I.?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't know this thing.
Yeah.
It's geniuses and Gary. So
All over.
What's up?
All over.
Put your mic closer.
They give us a platform.
Right, we got one now.
Got one now.
Yes, sir.
Cool. We'll go ahead and get right into it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wait, no. What's up?
What you got, genius?
So I was, me and my partners was out watching the finals, just having a sports conversation. So the 2014 San Antonio team that beat Miami 4-1.
Right.
Okay.
They tried to tell me that was a great team.
Yeah, it was.
So when you say they great, why do you think they a great team? Let me give you
the Spurs team or the Miami team?
Spurs team. Let me give you my take on it.
Pull up that rock.
So I'm
pulling it up right now.
Listen, so this is what I think. I think we take words for granted. So I'm not saying they weren't good. They were a good team. But great mean you were better than good, right? Like you were exceptional. Like 73-9 Warriors.
Right.
Even though they didn't win the championship, that's a great team because they did something nobody else did. The Spurs only won 62 games there. They were a good team.
62 is pretty decent.
Yeah, but that's good. That ain't exceptional. It ain't great.
That year, I don't think they probably didn't even have a 22-point score that year.
But I mean, they were a good team.
Everybody was kind of ending their prime.
Yeah, they were a good team. Don't get it twisted.
They were a dynasty, though. You don't think they were part of a dynasty?
Yeah.
So any portion of that dynasty would have to be considered great.
The thing is with that team,
at it like
I think he's just talking about the overall team because if I could say the only reason why they was great because you had a lockdown defender in Kawhi Leonard. You had two deadly. Well, they weren't deadly, but they could knock down their threes. Was Danny Green and Patty Mills?
Bowen too, right?
I don't think he was on.
Oh no, Bowen won.
No, he wasn't on that
so.
team.
Okay.
So, I mean, shit.
No, because they was arguing me so hard. I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Like,
what was that whole roster?
But
I'll give it to you.
Your point killed everything. If somebody had said that night, I guess if you were dynasty, everything in that time period was great.
They hit all the metrics. They were well coached, and they had in 1 through 10, they had NBA players.
Yeah,
they had Hall of Famers.
Yeah, so they had Steven Jackson that year.
But
no. So outside of
Glenn Robinson,
outside of Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Parker, it was Kawhi Leonard, right? Patty Mills, Danny Green, and who else was on that roster?
Bellinelli, Marco Bellinelli. You had Boris Diaw, Tiago Splitter, Corey Joseph.
Okay,
like young Corey Joseph.
Ime Adoka wasn't on that roster.
That's why I asked. I just asked because I'm in there like, yo, they were a good team. Because then they got into like, but it got to be a standard for great.
Yeah, but I got to say that roster right there, that's not a great roster because Kawhi was.
He got the MVP.
He got the MVP, but he wasn't giving us 20, and you know what I'm saying. He just got the MVP just because.
Just because. Here's the thing. Like I think
he guarded LeBron.
We as fans, we when we talk about players and we talk about their greatness, we always go to team accolades. But when we talk about teams, we talk about player accolades, and you really can't mix the two. Those are two separate things. Now, you're talking about that team as a whole, the team accolades, not individual stats.
No, yeah,
right.
The team.
They were an actual team. There are very few teams in the NBA right now. There are great players that play on a team with everybody else. There's usually they're very top heavy. This was a very even keeled team where you didn't need a superstar in order to win, and they ran through the West and they were able to defeat the Heatles. So
yeah, but I mean,
they lost.
They won. They won 4-1.
That year they won.
The year they won.
They won 4-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they beat the Heatles.
That's why I think
if we can beat LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade,
that's what I don't agree with. Because that I think is what I got mad about. Because every time LeBron James loses, they try to say the team was great. You get what I'm saying?
They were favored in the
they
matchup.
Lost to a great team.
That
doesn't mean they
favored
great.
in the matchup.
Miami,
they were favored.
How was Miami not favored?
No, Miami might have been favored.
How was Miami not
I'm
favored?
gonna say Miami was favored because they had just beat them the year before.
Yeah, they met back to back. So you mean tell me Miami won favorite going in the year that they met up in the finals again?
I'm going off that. Oh yeah. No, they're barely.
Miami should have been the favorite.
It said, it says the San Antonio Spurs were considered slight favorites over Miami Heat in the finals.
So it wasn't nothing.
It was, but
they weren't supposed to lose 4-1 probably. But.
No, but I know that stat because LeBron generally for the majority of his career hasn't been on his teams generally aren't favored in the finals. That's a true stat. I think it's only been in the finals it's only been once or twice. His teams were.
I just don't like that when he loses. They make the other team become this great team.
You want to tell me why the other team is favored in the finals?
Because the West is tougher to win it.
No, because the Vegas know the odds. They know that LeBron James is weak in the finals. So they gonna go for the other team because he has a losing record.
He doesn't have
so he's more likely going to lose.
Listen, so
the only team
he didn't have that whole body of work back then.
The only team I can honestly say that he took that he was in the finals was that Cleveland team when they lost. That's the only team that wasn't a finals caliber team.
One?
The first time he took.
I'm not talking about fan perception. I'm just talking about the odds.
The roster.
Listen, the roster wise, that one he probably was. Not the favorite, but the teams in Miami.
No way he shouldn't have not been the favorite.
He was the favorite against that OKC team. He had to be because they were more experienced.
They should have been. They should have been favored against Dallas too.
Let me finish. They probably were favorite against Dallas. They probably were the favorite against because they went 4 times, so they played.
They played San Antonio Spurs.
I lied. He was a favorite. Yeah, he was favored 11, 12. Yeah, I lied.
Yeah.
It was I had it backwards.
I'm about to say the only time he probably wasn't favored in the finals.
Wade and
the only time he probably wasn't favored in the finals would be the 2 years with Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it was 16.
Yes.
It was 14, and it was the one that his baby one.
The Cleveland year.
Yeah.
That's it.
Those three. It says those three. He was an underdog.
The only reason he was underdog probably against Golden State was they had Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So now you look, you're not supposed to beat them, and you didn't. You got swept and whatever.
But I mean, at the same time, the team as a whole they were a great team. Like when you have that many Hall of Famers who have played so long, that was at the tail end of Duncan's career. He had been playing for 15 years or so at that point in time. So yeah, it makes total sense that team was that they won. It wasn't a shocker to anybody that the Spurs beat.
That's because the Miami barely won the year before.
Yeah,
and I think we forget.
I think that San Antonio played that whole season just to get. You know how in sports they were vindictive against them Knicks, so they was gonna get there and beat their ass because we should have beat y'all last year.
Right.
I just don't think the team. I just don't like society because we take words too serious. Like even in music, it'd be like everything a classic.
Or how some people
like
to throw the word.
Good and great have to be separated. And I didn't say they were
great. They were great.
Right. I mean, he made a good point.
Yeah.
If it's a dynasty, then that would include all the years they're together. So,
right.
And not just a dynasty. It's.
No, they were a real dynasty. They probably went to.
They were so consistent.
I want to say maybe was that they.
No, I just asked.
The second year they went back, that was either Kawhi's second or maybe third year in the league at the time.
Probably
because he was still shit.
I didn't know Kawhi Leonard was that young still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like 32.
Right.
I thought he'd been in the league.
You know what I'm saying? With all them injuries,
so all his accolades, I was.
Yeah, when they won that championship, he was 22 years old.
Yeah.
Right. Duncan was 37. Tony Parker 31.
Good point though, DeAndre.
And you know. The crazy thing about that,
it made me look.
You think about that. Kawhi Leonard was technically supposed to be the Indiana Pacers, but they traded him to San Antonio.
So weird, so wild. That would have been.
Wow. That's like the whole thing. Remember they brought, because I was watching SportsCenter, they brought up the connection with OKC and Indiana, and it all run through Paul George. I was like, that is wild, boy. Mm-hmm. That is wild, man. So
we'll get right into our topics. Cool. I just like I said they would. Thibodeau gone. Bang bang.
Yeah, I mean,
pour out some liquor.
That was obvious though.
That was obvious, but
it wasn't obvious to everybody. If you're a New York fan, I know a lot. I hear a lot of New York fans that were very upset, and their reasoning for being upset was that he took them further than they were ever expected to go.
Yeah.
Not only that, but Tibbs and Jalen Brunson are damn near family, and his dad is on Tibbs' coaching staff. That helped get Jalen Brunson to the team.
But the New York fans feel like he was let down by the GM. They felt like the roster wasn't good enough to actually compete.
That's not the GM fault.
That wasn't their team could have competed.
And they feel
Thibodeau
like
didn't play enough people. Like he only playing 6 or 7.
That's the reason why he lost.
That team was built.
But you really think about it though. I believe in the end of the day that came down to fucking Dolan. Everybody know how Dolan is as an owner. A lot of people keep telling him, sell the fucking Knicks because you horrible, bro.
No, I think that William Wesley cool. Like West. They got a nice roster, but I think it's like everybody.
How did you give up all those picks for Bridges? Though?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was what? Is it 5 first-round picks?
But Bridges really. They got to the finals in Bridges first year, and he really helped. But I wouldn't have gave up that much. But if you notice, like with teams like Golden State,
it's harboring your future when you're giving that up.
It's like Golden State, Mark Jackson, and we love him as black people, right?
Yeah.
Even Denver just did it. I understand it not. Like you do have a window, and you did a great job getting us here, but you're not gonna be the person to get us over the top.
Yeah, but I see that point, but you have to at least decline, right?
No,
why would you fire somebody when they're still ascending?
Think about it, Doug Collins with the Bulls. It happened all the time if you notice, and that's why we not GM. Doug Collins, he got them so far.
In 89,
we need a coach to
get us. Yeah, but he got fired because he was refusing to implement the triangle.
Listen,
if he would have brought Tex Winters onto the staff like they wanted, he would still been around.
Whatever he was doing, he wasn't losing.
He wasn't winning.
I'm just saying, we get into the Eastern Conference Finals. So why fire me, right? They knew who they. The only thing I'm gonna say is the difference is the Knicks. If they didn't know who they already gonna bring in, then that's the dumb shit.
Yeah, see, the Bulls had lost in the Eastern Conference semis and not the finals. See, there was in the Eastern Conference Finals one year, then they lost in the semis the next year.
But it's all But as soon as they knew who they wanted and brought them in, they took off. Denver, they just plateaued. We got to get rid of. We ain't getting no. So Denver gonna bring who they bring. A lot of teams do that, and then Mark Jackson.
Yeah, Mark Jackson.
They hired who they knew who they was gonna hire.
Yeah,
and he got them.
So who's Denver hiring?
Same thing with the Cavs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Same thing with the Cavs and Ty Lue. Same thing with Toronto.
Toronto got the new coach. Damn.
Yeah.
And they have been going to the East. So I just look at it like, it is like a window. And if you don't thank you for your services, you got us here.
Yeah,
we need the person to get us. But that's
with this roster, maybe somebody else can come in and motivate these guys to be able to do a little more.
It's weird because y'all don't even know who that usually it's like.
How many years was he in New York?
5.
So think about this: if you win a championship, you out within 3 to 4 years, right? Yeah. So why does he get the luxury of staying 5 years and not being out?
Because that's what the Knicks decided to.
So it's not even a question because everybody who won the championship, every coach that won the championship the last 5 years is in another place pretty much.
No, think about it. But the Knicks, his 5 years, he didn't have Jalen Brunson all 5 of them years.
Yeah, but they set that up to get Brunson, though.
But you got Brunson. We start winning. They ain't had Cat.
We get Cat,
and we go to these conference finals. It's like maybe they think like Thibodeau, you got us here.
Yeah, but if he won't play 9 men in a baseball game, then
that's crazy to me. Like he do that everywhere, and I don't understand how you keep getting coaching job because you do the same thing everywhere.
He run the boys into the ground, man.
Adelman is the head coach over there in Denver now.
Yeah, Rick Adam's son.
Yeah, so I mean, like I say, the way I look at it, it came down between the GM and the coach. And somebody had a conversation that was like, we should keep him. And then you know how it is. Only the owners always be the one with to say so. And I can believe that Dolan had a problem with that. And not only, like you said, by you playing so many guys, that got you ghost. That got you going. Because, like, come on, man. You can be playing those 7-8-man roster, man. And rotation.
He wasn't even playing 8.
Yeah, and then it shows you the rotations is what's actually in the finals. The teams who's playing 10, 11 guys, those are teams that's in the finals.
And not only top of that, you mean to tell me you couldn't set something up? Hey, we cannot have this ball constantly sticking in Brunson's hand.
But that's going to happen.
But, man.
Nah, they got, in the NBA, I know, when they got a star, whoever come in going to have to deal with Bronson being the offense.
Man, he need to be more like Stephen Curry.
Thank you.
But somebody got to get it. But I just don't feel like they're not deferring from Bronson.
And if you notice, not to cut you off a little bit, but if you notice when Mark Jackson had Stephen Curry, he dribbled more and shot from the 3.
Yeah.
When Steve Kerr got him, he brought him off the ball and he was coming off screens. And
that's
stuff.
a Draymond Green thing.
But I also think
Draymond Green
because he could pass the ball
Man,
better.
I don't care who was there. Draymond,
it is a big difference because Draymond wasn't playing when Mark Jackson was there.
Yeah.
Think about it. David Lee actually was playing, and
David
happened
Lee
to Draymond.
Look,
I think David Lee
at
get
that
hurt.
time, at that time he was.
No, wait, they let David Lee.
David Lee got hurt.
Yeah.
But when they put Draymond in the offense, that shit started.
It started taking off from there.
Y'all got to just admit that.
I'm not admitting that, man. Anybody can do that.
No, anybody can't do that.
5 assists.
Listen,
is what I'm saying.
Y'all got to get Draymond.
What I'm saying.
He got high IQ, man.
No, if he was giving me 10 assists or 12 assists or 15 or somebody who got high IQ, then I would say that. But he's only giving me a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Definitely was a factor in all of that offense. It don't even run that smooth without Draymond.
It don't even. You can say that about Rondo. You can say that about.
That's what I'm saying. David Lee was in the game, and that's why Steph dribbling all the time.
But that's what I'm saying. He give you a little bit. Draymond ain't never gave you 7 to 8 assists.
Draymond definitely used to have.
I'm talking about averaging. I'm talking about that type of game.
He might have averaged like
his
7.
His career average
like 7.
His career average is 8, 6, and 6.
In them first three championships, I think he
dude can't even rebound, man.
He definitely was a rebounder.
He was a decent rebounder,
bro. A decent rebounder.
I don't think he was like that rebounder. A decent rebounder.
Josh Hart,
7-8 rebounds.
7 to 8 as a power forward is a decent rebounder.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
In today's
Rodman averaged
league,
3 times that amount.
No, I'm saying, but
that's
in today's league, that's what they saying. Like if you giving me anywhere between 5 to 6, 7 rebounds,
I don't know about 5.
That's guards.
That's
but he averaged 6 for his career.
That's what I'm saying. At one point in his career, he was averaging at least 8. For them first 3 championships, I know for sure Draymond Green was doing good enough. It was decent enough.
So you mean to tell me if he was averaging 10 and maybe 10 points and maybe 10 assists?
Let's see what Draymond Green.
I'm gonna go back to this Brunson thing. I think
I told you what he have 8, 6, and 6.
With Brunson, to me, his better seasons when he was playing off the ball when he was in Dallas. That's just me personally. Yeah. Because the ball was not in his hand constantly sticking.
Mm-hmm. You say that, but really his better season, statistically, his better seasons would be with the Knicks.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
but here's the thing: it's kind of like just like James Harden. How James Harden, once he became a facilitator and was doing that, and with the Clippers,
the game opened up.
It opened up a little bit.
Why y'all think James Harden really used to pass the ball with the?
No, he said he talking about now.
Now, not back, not Houston.
Not back
James
then.
Harden.
He averaged a double in Houston.
Well, I mean, yeah,
but
y'all be saying,
but he was more ball dominant then.
But he was doing both.
But still, he was still a lot more ball dominant. I'm just saying, like the majority.
He shot a lot, but
yeah. In this past playoffs,
shooting less and
Brunson
giving more
showed me that you dominating the ball too much. Because it was at times, mostly Brunson didn't get that ball up till it was like maybe 10 seconds in the shot clock, bro.
Yeah.
You dribbling the air out of the fucking rock, bro.
7, and 7.
Wait, who's that?
That's Draymond Green he talking about.
So he brought it up from 8.
He brought it 7, and 9.
No,
like I said,
I'm talking about the career, not just
his
one
career.
year.
Yeah, I'm talking about them,
not just
them
one
3-4
year.
years when they was winning championships.
7 to 7. That's great, man.
And I didn't say it was
That's
great.
horrible.
Listen, I didn't say it was
That's
great.
bench.
Listen, it
That's
wasn't
Dickie.
great.
That's Dickie Simpkins.
Listen, I didn't tell
Dickie
you it was-
Simmons, you bringing him up?
I'm just telling you, it worked in that
ain't-
system. That system,
but
he
you
great
made
for
it
that
seem
system.
like you made it seem like that was
I
the
don't,
deciding
but
factor.
I don't need to look. When
I just think he
started
worked
playing,
good in that system,
It
though.
allowed because his IQ so high with passing. It allowed for Steph to get those passes.
Those
Can I ask you?
7
Can I ask you a question? Do you
Yeah.
guys think Jalen Brunson is in the Knicks jersey next season?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
He'll be
don't.
there. You don't think so?
What?
No, man. No, bro.
William Wesley
I
is
don't.
his
That.
Worldwide West like his godfather.
bro.
or something.
I don't.
Like,
I think.
they
I think
tap
Tibbs.
into the Knicks.
I think Tibbs being gone is just the first step.
His father
No,
is
but
there.
wasn't
His father's gonna be gone too.
But wasn't his father a coach there before Tibbs?
No, His father
He
was
was on the
like
bench.
he was
Wasn't
somewhat
think
within
he
an
was.
organization.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, his
definitely
father was there before Tibbs.
Listen, this is what I know. Worldwide West,
I know.
that's his godson. or
Yeah,
whatever the
Yeah.
fuck.
But if they did that to Tibbs, then
He ain't gone.
What they mean did that to Tibbs?
He ain't
Tibbs
gone.
had 5 years and he ain't
Yeah.
do shit.
He ain't gone.
We got coaches that won a chip in the last 5
If
years
they-
and they out of there.
I'll tell you like this: if they change,
Budenholzer,
Nah,
Malone.
Bronson make the Knicks too much money. And I
if
think
they gave Bronson up, motherfucking New York City about ready to burn that damn
he'll be the
stadium
worst.
down,
He'll
bro.
be the worst.
Now I can see them getting rid of Cat.
He the best nigga of all time right
Yeah.
now.
Well, I don't know about that, but
He averaged 30 in the playoffs.
I can see them getting rid
Y'all
of
go
Cat
too far.
because Cat
I'm
don't
just
play no
saying.
defense.
Y'all go too
What you
far.
putting Ewing over him
You would have to put Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing went to 2 finals.
and lost?
He was in the game 7 with a king. And they lost because John Starks can't fucking.
And arguably Patrick Ewing wasn't the best player on the team that last final.
I don't know if I could put Brunson over Frazier.
His last,
or,
No, I'm not
talking
putting-
about- you can't put him over the Knicks who won the chip.
No.
Okay,
But
I
you
give
could
you that.
Ewing, you definitely Ewing
No.
probably was the biggest.
He
Knick.
wasn't even when Ewing went to the finals.
He
the
went in
second time,
94.
he wasn't even the leader on the team
Still though, he was there.
because they had Larry Johnson and Allen Houston doing their thing.
All of Allen Houston have probably got good numbers with the Knicks too.
and then when they went
and
to
Larry Johnson.
Larry
Hey.
Johnson.
and piggybacking off that what you said, because when they played Houston, I don't even think I seen Patrick show up much in that series.
Shit, Patrick.
He blew it.
No, that was against Indiana. That nigga shot the finger roll. Yeah, that nigga.
Yeah,
No,
the Figaro.
That was the Eastern
Yeah,
Conference
it's fine.
Finals.
Yeah, that was that Figaro. He blew that.
He tried to finger roll from the 3-point line.
I thought he was gonna dunk them.
That nigga was like, boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Come on, man. Y'all be in the moment.
That
Bronson
nigga free throw.
probably a. Yeah, he definitely probably a top Knick to New Yorker. But come on, man.
He doing
I'm
his
just
thing.
talking about playoff wise, man.
But-
But playoffs, he's
Okay, he
unstoppable.
ain't go to the finals though.
Yeah, but to say
It ain't been his fault.
to say what Swill
It ain't
was
been
saying,
his fault.
Got his ass
He ain't-
beat up
man,
in the
he ain't
Eastern
going
Conference
nowhere.
Final.
He averaged 30.
he won't be in the
Not
Knicks
in that
jersey next year
series, did he?
well, hold up. What makes you think he's not gonna be
I
in the
don't
Knicks
know.
jersey, bro?
I don't know.
because there are free agents out there, and then there's people who will need to be traded
Nah,
this
and his money-
offseason.
and his
Man,
money-
why y'all talking in the group chat, man? We doing a live pod.
No,
No,
his money.
Jason want to call in so he could
Yeah.
so he can duck and smoke.
and the money. I don't. He might,
It's-
money, but he might make
he makes
too much.
50 million a year.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. To
He
dump
gave him
off.
a discount, man. He should
Yeah,
be making
he
more.
could have made 6.
How much does Giannis make per year?
Oh, see, y'all want Giannis.
Oh,
to go
you
to
mean
the-
if they
48,
trade him for
48,
Giannis?
48 million a
But
year.
it's saying if you trade him for Giannis,
Low
where's your
key-
point guard
Low key, I think Giannis going to Dallas.
Hold on.
Giannis
Upcoming
can't play
NBA
with
free
points
agents.
who can't play D.
Look, Giannis probably really going to
That's
Dallas.
Damian Lillard right there.
They just can't say that right now.
Dallas?
I think they just not gonna say it now because it would look suspicious. But I think he going to
Nah,
Dallas.
because they're gonna trade the number 1 pick
Yeah.
for it.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yes.
Okay, Cooper Flag.
Because
in
Cooper,
Milwaukee.
Flag,
I like that.
think about the team setup.
I like that.
Cooper Flag a rookie.
Right.
You gonna start him over PJ Washington for real?
Hell no.
Right.
I'm getting.
But-
I'm saying I don't think he even fits because you want Cooper Flag to be a star, so you can't put him on the bench.
Right.
But
But you got
That's
Kyrie.
really, yeah.
It's
like,
already saying that they saying
I think they just saying that now because if they said it this early,
PJ Washington may not even be back though because Dallas is looking for a point guard. They looking for somebody that's gonna come in and fill the spot for Kyrie Irving.
I really
right now.
ain't seen Cooper Flag impact winning like that though. I haven't seen him do
I
that
think
on
he
no
really
level.
the great white hope.
No
So-
level.
so-
he ain't really impact winning.
I'm
like Larry
gonna give
Bird
you some
did.
unrestricted free agents.
Okay. What'd you get?
I know they probably don't have cap space, but I mean you can do sign and trades and different things like that. James Harden. Let's see.
He's
He ain't
staying with
going
the
nowhere.
club.
James Harden a bum.
Russell Westbrook,
He's a bum.
He just can't win in big.
D'Angelo Russell.
No, they ain't get me started on him, dude.
I know. I know for sure
That's
Lonzo
3
Ball.
bombs in a, that's
No,
4
I'm not-
bombs in
I'm
a
not-
row.
I'm
Why
not-
you naming
listen.
these
Why
guys?
you laying low?
I'm naming those guys. I'm naming those guys because
Chicago only signed him to a $10 million.
That nigga's
deal.
washed.
I'm naming those guys because
Get him outta
if you
He laundromat.
I'm naming those guys because if you have Giannis on your team, you don't need a ball dominant point guard. You just need a facilitator.
Yeah, Giannis wouldn't play with.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right.
So if you're trading Giannis to the Knicks and
that's-
they have interest,
They not
That's
doing
if
that.
Giannis hasn't taken a
not.
step back.
They
It looked like he's
the Knicks ain't doing
taking a
that.
step back
so
the last couple years.
so Gilbert Arenas has a platform, and on his platform,
as
he
far as facilitating and things like that.
Okay.
Gilbert Arenas has a
not
platform,
disrespect.
and on his platform, he mentioned how he texted Giannis directly, and he asked him, "Have you been making calls to other players?" Because he said players call players. That's how And he says, "Ain't nobody calling players to come to Milwaukee." And really, they don't have any way to get players to Milwaukee. So if they can't bring players in, there's only players going out. So Giannis would be having conversations, in theory, with players elsewhere. He didn't confirm that, but he did text Giannis to say, "Have you been calling players?" And Giannis said, "Many."
The only way he gonna go to New York
Not
if
going
he
to New
literally
York.
say, "I want to go to New York."
But you're not
Maybe.
trading Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, nobody ever goes to New York.
You wouldn't
So why
trade
did New
Jalen
York-
Brunson for
I
Giannis?
wouldn't. I don't think the Knicks are gonna do it.
You would not trade Jalen
don't
Brunson for
think- I
Giannis
don't
to
think
get
the Knicks-
Giannis?
The Knicks would be stupid if they
I'm
don't.
not gonna-
If they
I'm not-
don't do
I'm not-
that.
I'm
You can
not
get
trading-
Giannis. You just got to give up Jalen Brunson.
Right.
Nah, man, I see
Listen,
them.
But
getting
you got to
rid of
give
Cat.
up Cat.
on
Though.
some
I'd rather give up Cat.
That's
on
right.
some real live basketball shit. Like you said,
They can have both them
How old is
niggas.
Giannis?
Giannis is
Probably about 30,
just getting into his 30s, I believe.
28, 29.
Brunson is still
30
young.
years old.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, so
I
yeah.
wouldn't give up Brunson for Giannis.
I give up Cat because
Giannis way better than Brunson.
Cat
believe
just showed
so.
that he
I'm
can't
not
play
telling-
defense,
all right,
bro.
So you give up Brunson. How that offense run now?
That's what I'm saying. You got Brunson, Cat.
You gotta think about the
Robinson.
situation.
You got to think
Yeah.
about what. But the thing
You
is
gotta make
like they
another
have
trade.
other
You gotta
players that they
somehow bring
can.
Drew Holiday over there.
Yeah, like you got to do.
They
so
have
much
other
stuff.
players that they could get rid of. They got plenty of players that they can
Yeah.
move around.
So now you got to
The
get
thing
rid
is
of
they
Cat.
they don't have any shot creators really
Holiday.
over there.
And do Milwaukee really want Brunson?
Because you got Damian Lillard.
Because I got Damian
already.
Lillard. He
Right.
got to come back at some
Exactly.
point.
They probably don't want Brunson, but they probably want a player like Miles Bridges. They probably want a player
work.
like
Man,
They
look.
got Kuzma over
Now
there. They
that's
don't
what.
want Bridges.
Now, if I'm
if
giving
you
up
do it,
Bridges,
if you're doing
I'll
a
be
three,
pissed.
if you're doing a 3-team trade and they can get some assets
saying,
back,
I don't
some
see-
first, they could ship
And-
Brunson somewhere
and to be
else.
honest, and to be honest, sometimes when you trade players, it'd be a fan based thing too. Like we don't want to piss our fans off. New York love.
And then on
Brunson.
top of that, why would you
I'm
give
pretty
up?
sure New York could get
Listen,
over him
Yeah,
pretty quick
but
to
Luka
get Giannis.
Doncic did just get traded to the Lakers.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
but
hey, I'll tell you,
do every team want to go?
And
every team ain't gonna get the first round
Yeah,
pick after that.
the GM don't want that smoke.
yeah, but at the
no
same
more.
time-
you don't want that smoke.
you don't want
Yeah,
that
no,
smoke.
you
I
don't
would.
want that.
You can ship Brunson to Timbuktu and have Timbuktu give fucking draft picks to whoever. But
You know, what, even if they did it, it got to be the right coach.
Yeah.
You know what? I would believe you more of Jason.
But let me
Kidd.
ask y'all this, though.
If Jason
They
Kidd,
did
go-
because they just said
They
that
just
they
said
want to talk
Jason
to
Kidd
Would
is-
you
if
give up?
Jason
showing
Kidd, if
interest.
Jason Kidd go to New York, I would take Giannis going there more serious.
But let's take Giannis out the equation. They're more likely to get KD. So would y'all give up Brunson for KD?
no,
Who-
KD almost done.
Because Bridges can't go back to Phoenix.
No, he can't.
I
So
think KD going
who
to
are they
Houston.
giving
why can't
up?
he?
I got KD going to
That's
Houston.
where he came from.
Why can't they get him back?
They,
know what I'm saying?
he don't want
Why
to
give
go
him
back.
Why
up?
give-
I just gave up fucking five picks for
KD going to
you.
Houston.
Houston.
But that was to what? That was to Brooklyn, right?
yeah, so like what?
I ain't giving it, man. I gave up 5 first-round picks, bro.
Low key.
I can't give you up, man.
Low key, if OKC lose, don't be surprised if he go back to OKC his final year.
That'd be dumb.
No, it
For
wouldn't.
them?
It'll be great for all of everybody.
KD's a bum right now.
KD
man.
ain't no bum.
Man, what
All right, so
what
real
happened
quick,
to KD?
real quick.
That's foolishness
Wow.
to call him a bum.
KD
So-
ain't
That's total
done nothing in
foolishness.
5 years.
That's
man.
foolishness.
He been a bum since he left Golden State.
What you
A
got?
bum?
We gonna leave that. Who should be the next coach of the New York Knicks?
It got to be somebody that has an
I
offensive
don't
mind,
think
but still
Jason
got a
Kidd would be
defensive
bad.
mind too, though. Because they are showing interest in Jason Kidd.
He wouldn't
Why
be
y'all
bad.
keep saying Jason Kidd coached the Dallas Mavericks?
But they letting him go.
But
take
I
management.
think
It could still happen,
It
though.
can still happen. Yeah, because
I never
Jason
seen
Kidd
it.
is known to
I
get
never
out of a
seen-
deal.
I never
They letting
seen
them interview?
I seen it in football.
wouldn't let
Well, no, they ain't
I
said
seen
it. They just
seen
said
it
they
in
want
football,
interest in talking
because I
to him.
didn't in football. I realized you could like trade coaches.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
Yeah, they traded
never
Doc.
seen it in the
They
NBA.
traded Doc Rivers.
They traded him.
And then John
Oh, see, I
Gruden got
ain't know
traded
that.
that one
Yeah.
year.
No,
Doc Rivers got
I
traded.
saw it in football, but I didn't realize.
And
they
then
did it
I think
in
Jason
basketball.
Kidd got traded too once
No,
Yeah.
he got fired,
as a
didn't
coach.
Yeah, I think
He got
That
fired
Milwaukee
from
deal.
Milwaukee. Yeah.
I thought he got fired.
No,
he got
he got traded.
I thought he.
Nah, they get traded, bro.
All I know
I
is
know they can, but I
Yeah.
was like,
The Knicks-
I thought he got
Udoka
fired.
got traded, didn't he?
Nah, remember he won
No.
the. They kicked him out.
Yeah,
of
but
Boston.
they still had rights to him. So did they? I think they had.
No,
some
they
type
just
of
fired
backdoor
him.
They just
deal.
let him go.
Okay, okay.
And they ain't. I don't think he
which
got
they
paid
should
the rest of
have,
his money.
which
right?
they should have traded him.
Yeah,
Would've been smart.
Remember they were talking about
But
trading him.
yeah, but they fired him, and I don't even know if did he get the rest of his money.
I think he got the rest of his money, but they
And
fined him,
what's
though.
that chick's name?
Don't nobody
Yeah,
know.
Jalen Rose got in trouble for asking that.
Don't nobody know.
He asked that on that ESPN, so they made him
Yeah.
apologize
And
after
then,
the break.
and matter of fact, that woman I can't stand got my boy Fack on her say, "Get your hand out my armpit," and he hugged on her damn shoulder right here.
Malika Andrews.
Malika Andrews. Man, don't get me started on her.
Udoka crazy.
So, but
Who should be the next coach in the Knicks?
I don't even know.
oh man,
I'm tired of saying Mark Jackson, man.
It's
ain't
never
getting
gonna
no
happen.
coach.
I'm
He ain't
tired of
getting no
saying
coach.
It's never gonna happen.
Tired of saying Sam Cassell.
Sam Cassell might be good.
I could
with him.
see them interviewing
My other homeboy,
Michael Malone.
My other homeboy,
Draymond Green should.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Brian
I could see
Shaw.
them. I could see them bringing in Michael Malone, Brian
I don't know
Shaw.
why Brian Shaw ain't getting no job.
Yeah,
either.
him and Sam Cassell. I am surprised that they ain't got no.
But
job.
you know what?
Because they
But
can relate
Sam
better.
ugly as
It's
hell.
probably
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
it's probably gonna
We
be a
know
nay
Sam.
nay.
He
I'm gonna tell
ugly as
y'all
hell.
who should coach him.
Who was that?
But I don't know if he want to coach Kenny Smith to be a great coach for him. But I know he don't want to go to coaching.
Nah. He from
Kenny
and he
Smith.
from New York.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people out there
Smith
that
would
are
be a
that
great
could
coach.
probably be good coach.
Probably
Have a good-
make more
like
on
Rajon
TV.
Rondo.
Kenny Smith don't want to
Yeah.
coach. I don't think. though.
Rajon Rondo has a great brain. Would be but
He ain't did no
He
enough
coached
work.
at AU right now.
you're not
But
you're
he
not
ain't done
gonna
enough.
you're not gonna throw a first like someone who's never coached before
That ain't true.
into the
Knicks
position.
just did it.
Shit.
Steve
JJ
Nash.
Redick
Hey,
really shouldn't be
hey,
coaching.
the
He did.
Nets
Hold
did
on.
it.
What about Steve Nash?
Nah.
No,
You
He
ain't
coached
bringing
like
him
Mike
back.
He's not
D'Antoni.
gonna get another shot again.
Hell no, because he coached like Mike D'Antoni. We ain't gonna, nobody gonna win with that bullshit. Off
So he doing that little thing with LeBron now.
Yeah.
So that usually when you do that, you get a job right after that.
JJ Redick, because Rondo should be a coach, but
Rondo
he ain't
don't
right.
I know I said that, and JJ Redick is a coach of the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan, but
But
at the
I
same
agree.
time, that was circumstantial.
Yeah,
That was
but
super
I
circumstantial.
know. That's
He
why I
didn't-
said it's
We
bullshit.
talking about Tibbs. JJ didn't sub the whole half.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
not
crazy.
forget.
I believe it's gonna be a coach that we probably wouldn't even expect him to be like, they hired this motherfucker.
If Jason Kidd go there, Giannis probably going there
That's
Yeah.
what I said in
I
the
think
chat.
so.
because
too.
Giannis fuck with him,
Yeah, Giannis the one probably.
and he blew up after
I mean,
Jason
Jason
Kidd
Kidd
coached him.
probably.
Yeah.
Put him
Why don't
with
they
the
bring back?
steroid guy.
Why don't they give dude? Was it Mitchell a chance? He was doing good over there in Milwaukee before y'all decided to.
Right,
Get him
Sam,
out.
Isn't what's his name who coached Toronto? Avery something.
Who you talking about?
The black coach that they fired in Toronto the year before they got a ring.
Oh, Kate. I know.
Coach, he was coach of the year.
Sam Mitchell.
No.
His name, I forget his name. Casey.
Dwayne
something.
Casey.
Dwayne Casey.
Oh, Dwayne Casey.
He's still
Oh,
out
yeah.
there too.
Yeah, he's still out there.
He was coach of the year.
Monty
hard for
Williams is
black-
still out there.
He's still out there.
But Monty Williams, he done had.
He kind of fucked it up
yeah,
though.
he fucked it up in Detroit.
Why don't they trying to get Avery Johnson?
No, nobody. Pass the ball.
He fucked it up in Alabama.
Exactly.
Pass the ball.
You gotta get somebody that can relate. They got a young
twin
team. You
Howells.
gonna have to get somebody.
Come
that
on,
can relate
and
to
you
the
can't really go with Rick Brunson because
Oh man, that
they're
dude.
gonna be thinking he's doing favoritisms for
Yeah.
him. So
It's too much politics in that.
you got to.
But I'm guessing that might be where they go. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it, but
Yo,
I doubt that.
yo.
but
That's got to be.
I don't know who should be that coach. But
I say it's probably gonna be
I'm
somebody.
telling
we
y'all,
Yo, Jason.
they gonna have to learn that Bronson is the.
Jason, can you hear me?
And that's okay. I don't have no problem with that. But
Can't hear.
dude, pass the ball around a little bit more so the ball just don't stick in his hand all the damn time. That's all I'm saying.
He definitely got players that could do stuff, but
He definitely a shooting guard, not a point guard.
facts.
That's all it is. But you're too small.
But when you winning, nobody say nothing. All of a sudden, you losing to everybody. No, I've been noticed it, but
big body.
But could you
Bronson.
imagine if they would have adjusted the game to this level?
Adjust.
As far as like when Allen Iverson and all these little guards was playing, what if he was getting those type of calls Brunson is getting?
Man, dude.
Like, man, can you
Hey,
imagine?
the most
man?
underrated basketball player.
Yeah, man, he was the quickest player.
Oh yeah,
ever.
matter of fact, happy birthday, AI. You just turned big 5-0, bro.
Happy
I think
birthday,
he the most.
Allen.
I think he's the
here we
most
go.
overrated,
The
underrated.
Yo,
Yo, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Nah, we can't hear you, dog.
How y'all doing?
We all right.
So you ducking that smoke? You wore that jersey?
Tell us what it is,
No.
Is this the guy who had that Nick jersey on? We trying to figure out who is this calling. Is this the guy who had the Nick jersey, the John Starks and the whole shoes and all that?
Was sitting in the corner.
Had the whole soliloquy talking about I hate the Pacers and all this
what
stuff.
did he say? He's like, I gotta do the ancestral stuff. I gotta summon the spirits. And
Right.
everything.
So let's
I'll
be
let y'all
clear.
get it off.
Let's be clear. Are you calling from Indiana right now, sir?
I'll let y'all get y'all shit off. Get it off.
Are you calling from Indiana right now, sir? Or are you calling from New York?
Yes, sir.
And
I'm
you-
calling from Indiana.
Hey,
Oh,
and you
okay,
don't
okay.
like, and you don't like Halliburton, and he beat y'all twice.
How can we help you, Bob Costas?
Hey,
You gotta get
hey,
Halliburton his props. He put Bronson out twice.
hey, I just want all the people out there to know I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but I didn't not make it because I was ducking smoke. That's not how I do things. I want all the smoke. That's why I'm on the phone right now to face my naysayers. I want to face everybody that I was wrong. I want to admit I was wrong. But
Who is this again?
but hold on.
Sound
Let
like
me
Shannon
finish
Sharp.
this.
This the
Let me
expert?
finish this. I want to say, Indiana, y'all might want to thank me. All the Indiana fans out there, I summoned the wrong spirits. I tried to get the New York spirits out. It ain't no such thing, man. New York ain't gonna never win nothing, man. And I just woke up the beast. Tyrese Halliburton Burton. It's the Halliburton, whatever you want to call him. The dude's a dog, man. He got ice in his veins. I don't know.
Man,
But
hold on. One thing I want to
it's the
say about
supporting cast.
Holly Burden.
Hey,
Why you on the phone? Why you on the
He
phone
said-
real
Hey,
quick?
what he said
Hey, I
today.
was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong, but I summoned the wrong spirits. I was on the wrong Ouija board.
Hey, is that the next topic?
Hey, I just want I want to apologize to all the Indiana Pacer fans, but y'all will have to thank me if y'all pull this off because I pulled out the spirits of Rick Smits,
Oh
the
gosh.
spirits of Dale Davis,
Jonathan
Mark
Bender,
Jackson.
Derek McKee.
You know, Aaron. Hey, it was my fault. I apologize, but y'all should thank me because I woke up the spirits.
Vern Fleming.
I woke up the spirits of Vern Fleming. You hear me? Hey, can I get my analysis off on this game though, man? It was a great game. OKC defense is smothering, man. 3/4 of that game, I thought it was it looked like a sweep coming. But Indiana, y'all should thank Obi Toppin. I don't care how many times he turned the ball over. The man was making shots after shot to keep y'all
he did come
within fighting range.
Stop saying y'all. It's
So,
us. Where you calling
Neesmith.
from again?
I said y'all.
It's us.
Neesmith made some time.
let's be clear. Let's be clear. I did point out my Chicago tattoos, but if y'all know me, I do have the state of Indiana tattooed on my right arm.
Ugh.
This is not a lie. It's just, I'm from the region, man. It's Chicagoland area, but it is an Indiana state tattooed on my body. So I have a weakness for y'all. I'm happy for y'all on the low. I'm rooting for y'all, but y'all can thank me for waking them spirits of the Indiana Pacers.
Man, we appreciate
Tyrese
that, man.
Halliburton, man, it's something about him. He only had 14 points, but he comes through when you need it most. He's like the new Robert Ory of our time, just a little bit better.
Hold on.
Hold up.
So check this out.
Hold up.
So for 40
He hits the
minutes,
shots. He hits the big shots at the big time.
So for 40 minutes, we had no Holly defense, no Holly jump shots, no Holly rebounds, no Holly assists, but then he come and be Holly clutch And now y'all all on his nuts again.
That wasn't the first game.
No.
He was getting schooled.
Don't do that.
He was getting schooled all game.
That wasn't the first time he done it though.
But he was getting schooled all game though.
But he showed
don't do that.
Taking it to him on defense.
He showed him
No Holly layups.
One at a time.
No Holly 3-pointers. No Holly rebounds. No Holly assists. But he came in Holly clutch, and y'all like, oh, this Holly Burton again.
You guys are discrediting what I'm saying. I said the Robert Horry. That means he don't do that much during the game, and then he come through when you need him. Now, Tyrese Halliburton actually does do things throughout the game normally. The last game, he was absent. He had a bad game. But that kid is not afraid of the big shot. The moment of time is never too big for him. And I respect a man that can have a game that he had and puts the game in his own hands. He had a wide open layup if he dumped it off to Obi. I want to say it was Obi down there or Siakam, but he took the shot and he made it. You can't say it's luck because he's done it time after time.
You gotta give it.
He's done it time after time. He ripped the hearts out of OKC, but they better not let him get game 2 like New York let him get game 2, because if they let him get game 2,
that's a wrap.
The championship coming through Indianapolis.
Bullshit.
Yeah, they win game 2. It's over.
If the championship comes to Indianapolis, I'm going down there.
They gonna sweep them if
they win game 2.
I'm going down there.
They win game 2.
I still ain't on this fucking Indiana bandwagon, and I don't get two rats ass.
No, they win it. I'm going.
No, but you hear Dre. You hear Coach Dre. He already trying to book his ride down 65 South.
That's what I'm saying.
This is preposterous.
I'm going down there.
This is preposterous. So you are a Chicago Bull diehard fan. When you ready to just take your Indiana address and go down to Indianapolis and party with the Pacer Fever fans?
The same one. I spent 10 years in Indianapolis, and I ain't never had on a Knick jersey.
You spent 10 years
I ain't never
down
had on
there
a Knick
bullying.
jersey.
You spent 10 years down there fighting because you from up here.
I ain't never had on no John Starks jersey or no Patrick Ewings.
I mean, I wouldn't have went down there to John Starks jersey. I knew where I was at.
I'm just saying they
I
winning.
got tinted windows. I made it home safe and sound, baby.
Hey, they winning. What time we going?
Hey, I will not partake. There might be a price on my head. I'm not doing it. But you know what? They should welcome me with open arms because I woke the spirits. I woke the spirits. They should have welcomed me with open arms, baby.
You like so now he's still going against Indiana, huh?
I got Pacers at 6.
I still got OK and 6.
I seen 3 quarters of domination. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
I seen a team play 48 minutes.
I ain't making no pickers to the last
Pacers,
game.
lost though.
But
the one thing I will say,
pickless.
The only thing I can say, no, finish up, Jay. Go on, you finna get off. So go on.
The one thing I will say about the Pacers is they have a plethora of shooters that come off the bench and start. So they only need two guys to get hot at the right time. You can't leave anybody open. Shout out to Nembhard. He made some clutch baskets. Naismith makes clutch baskets.
He became
doing
Kyrie in the
playoffs.
last 2 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah.
That boy was creating his shot like a mug. They needed that.
He was dancing. He was dancing.
Like
he was looking like Michael Beasley giving it to Lance Stevenson the other day.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander shouldn't have pushed him. He pushed him. He pushed his ass back, and he gave it to him that last couple minutes, man.
I think if the refs, I think the difference is going to be the coaching prowess of Rick Carlisle, his reputation that he might have with the refs. If they decide to listen to him and he talk about all the fouls that Shea's getting, and they start to pull back on a couple of those calls, that could be the difference of this series. So
I definitely only seen 1 or 2 of Shea's normal antics. I didn't see a lot of those.
Well, maybe in the second half. In the first half, he was getting a lot of calls still, but
they fouled him.
I don't know if Rick Carlisle can get them to ease off on the calls a little bit with his reputation, and the supporting cast steps up, and if Hallie has his normal Hallie game, this could be a Pacer series. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, but it does sound like you could have been here. I don't hear nothing in the background. You don't sound sick to me.
I hope for the rest of the series to go the way this game went. It was amazing.
Like he was ducking the smoke. You could have been here.
I didn't duck no smoke.
Yeah, you.
I didn't duck no smoke.
I just looked at your location. You right outside. What are you doing?
I was down to do the video call. I was down to do the video call. I wanted to show my Indiana tattoo off, but hey, it's all right. Hey, I deserve everything I get from the audience and from our watchers, viewers. I deserve it. But hey, thank me later.
Hey, tell them who you is again, man.
Jason, the expert.
Y'all heard it from him.
The Panle Network, baby.
We heard it live.
I'll let you.
We the best.
Yep. Deuces.
Hey, I'll see you guys next week.
All right, man. We'll talk to you.
What's the next?
All right.
You know,
all right.
hey, the crazy thing about it, we was here Thursday. Me and him we was on the Entertainment Podcast. We was watching that game, and I'm looking like, okay, up. And then it came down to that last minute, and I just keep seeing. I was like, okay, see, they hunting threes. You got to run them off the 3-point line. Who was that? Nemhart that had the ball. He was crossing them, but he wasn't going nowhere. I was like, all he doing is trying to create space.
Yeah.
Keep pushing them back.
Yeah.
Push him back, but no. What'd he do? He let him settle, and he shot the throw. I was like, damn, you ain't stupid. And then at Halliburton, I was like, Halliburton finna go right. And how I knew it, I was like, it's a scouting report. Most of his game winners, what? They come on the right side. And if he on the left side, he gonna cross you to the right and go to the middle. Now, if he in the middle, he gonna cross you left, and then he gonna step back and take the damn three. And I was like, dude took the angle all wrong. You was on his left hip. You wasn't like in front of him to make him like, hey, you know what? I need to push you left back to the middle a little towards the help.
But he pushed him towards Caruso.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Caruso showed, but if Caruso would have stepped up, he'd have had
That's because what's the name? Back cut.
yeah, Siakam was gonna go back cut.
cut
Now
on
I can get that. But what I'm saying is though, but like, why not try to push him to the middle? You forced him to the right, and you let. And man, dude, you was so far off to him. So by the time he stopped and pulled up, you couldn't even do nothing because you was too much on his damn hip.
It looked like he was waiting for him to put the ball in his other hand.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, but he never did. So
Yeah.
that's why you got to get Halliburton the credit because he kept it over there. He
yeah.
kept it away from him. He even rose up with it over there. Usually you got to be like
The Halliburton. The
you know what
Halliburton
I'm
shooting
saying?
bombs,
So
bro.
you gotta give him
I
credit.
give him
bombs.
mad credit, but why didn't you sit here and do your scouting report? But it was a good thing on Halliburton because he was like, look, I can either take this shot, and if I ain't got the shot, if Caruso comes up on me, boom, backdoor, there goes Siakam right there. So it was like either way, but I think it was Williams. He was going to have to come way from the other side to try to get that block. So I give him mad credit. He did what he did, but I was just looking like,
Yeah, Williams came to like the middle.
How
too.
come
And
y'all ain't running
when
him
he
off the
rose up,
3-point line?
wasn't nobody up there with him.
Right. But I'm
Nobody.
looking at OKC. I'm like, why y'all ain't running them off the 3-point line? They just came down and hit three straight 3-pointers. I was like,
And he
you
came
ain't
through
running
with
them
the
off?
midi.
What's wrong with y'all?
They
But
look like they were anticipating him to drive through the lane.
But they never been there though. So
Yeah.
you got a young coach,
That
you got a young
inexperience.
team. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Indiana.
Just so we-
was Siakam, right? On Indiana.
yeah.
You said you wasn't gonna throw nothing on it. You said OKC in 5 or what? OKC in what?
I said 6.
6? OKC in what?
I think Indiana gonna win. I just don't know.
Oh, okay.
He don't know.
Patience-
I ain't throwing
patience is
nothing on
6.
it. I ain't throwing
Patience
nothing.
is
So
6.
It's
don't
going
even-
7 though. It's going 7.
don't think
What do you
so.
guys think about this being the
Going
lowest
7.
watched finals since 1988?
It shouldn't have been low. It should have been good because you got two teams that ain't never won it. That's what you want to see.
But it was
though,
like
right?
But they both
anticipating
small
though.
markets.
What we were anticipating. So what we seen happen with OKC and Minnesota, we were anticipating it was just going to be like a blowout. So nobody really was like, oh, OKC is going to beat Indiana. But I can guarantee you this next game is probably going to be in reverse
Oh,
and be
yeah,
one of the
I'm looking
top
forward to
watch.
seeing because this is really what the CBA wanted. Maybe not the league, but this is what the CBA.
Make
This
they
is
small market
this is a
teams
baby
better.
of the new CBA.
Yeah.
Every team has a shot. Every team has a chance. Big
think it
market,
make
small market don't matter. The superstar era is now gone, or excuse me, the big 3 era is now gone. You can't do that
Keep
anymore.
your talent now. That's why
Now, if you sign a player to a supermax deal, you're thinking about trading that player instead of signing them to a supermax deal, regardless of who the player is. Your Luka Doncic's, your Jaren Jacksons and whatnot, or your either him or Morant gonna have to go
Yeah, they don't want to
because
Morant
sign
gone.
both.
you can't have
Morant
both.
gone.
So
Yeah, they talking about
They
it.
about to trade him.
yeah, because and now it's not even it's a money
But
thing.
with Morant, Memphis got to. I would trade him this summer because you let him come back next year, then he do some more bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't trade him.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, nobody gonna want him. Now somebody will take the chances on him.
Now going back to the Indiana thing, here's what I can say: for if it was any young players out there watching that game, it should show you. If I don't see 3 zeros on that motherfucking clock, you keep playing.
Yes.
Because some young players, they'll be like, man, we down 14 and it's like, 4 minutes left to go. Man, just pack it in. Nah, you keep playing.
48 minutes.
You keep playing the full 48 minutes. Don't quit. Don't do anything.
Because the other team might quit.
You got to give it to Rick Carlisle,
Yeah.
man. He's putting that
And he
fight.
coached.
He's putting that fight in there. He unleashed the dogs at the right time.
And on top of that, what
got
like
a
even
deep
shocked me
team.
too is Obi Toppin. I was like, Obi Toppin would never you could never leave him open on the 3-point line and he'll let that motherfucker fly and hit.
Yeah,
Now he hitting that
he's shooting
shit
with confidence. You know what I'm saying? With hands in his
That's
face.
what I'm talking about, man. So
Yeah,
hey.
after Jay, like what Jay said, after like turning that bitch over like 4 times in the first quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Stayed in it.
Yeah, so you got to give it to them, man. And
Fuck
it's
with
scary.
Indiana.
As long as they stick around,
Yeah.
they got
if
a
they
chance to
they
win
win
the
all
next
close
game.
games.
And the thing is that remind me of the Bulls back in the day. The games, like all you knew, all we gotta do is just be close. And Jordan was gonna find some way to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know who it is on this team that's galvanizing the troops at that time. If it's Halliburton, if it's Carlisle, if it's Benedict
Siakam.
Maverick, if it's Pascal, whoever it is, but somebody is galvanizing these troops at the right time, and they giving them the Jimmy Butler effect. And they really, you know what I'm saying?
If it's a close game, I'm betting on Indiana.
Yeah, if it's a close game, if they
at
within
this point-
10,
Yeah, at this point, you got to be like, they going to win.
if they within 10, within 2 minutes, they got
So
a shot.
OKC, you be like, man, hey, they
this
within
point, I tell
10
you,
within
y'all
like
just
2
gotta
minutes.
admit, man,
We got to
these
keep playing
niggas-
because we expecting them to come back. But then also too though with OKC and Indiana, this should show the rest of the league, hey, you can build a team the right way. I mean,
But Sam Presti, because I'm gonna agree with Stephen that Sam Presti been doing that. These niggas is probably OKC might be one of the most consistent teams because they always draft well. But I'm with Stephen A. At some point, you got to win a championship because he done had. You got to think he recruited 3 MVP players.
yeah,
Well,
'cause
well,
how many
three now.
how many draft picks they got within
they
the next
still
few
got
years?
Four.
Four MVP.
First round.
Well, he
And
didn't
and
recruit.
they
Shaq.
got
He
a
got him in
scout.
trade.
They got a scout though, because they get the good players and they work out.
Who was drafted in the lottery? I think late. That it's a team that they don't even get that pick. It go to OKC. I can't remember in this draft.
They have 3 draft picks and then the first round this year. It's wild.
Probably the Clippers pick or something, or Philadelphia's
said,
pick or something.
That's crazy.
Sam Presti is definitely one of the best. Him and that motherfucker from, and I only said the dude from Toronto because he traded for Kawhi and they actually won that first year. Azure. He definitely and Toronto keep a decent. This shit they was trash, but the trades he made that's gonna pay off next year.
Bob Myers is up there too, but we'll move on to the next topic.
Bob Myers might be the best. I think he quit because he ain't want to make
Bob
that
Myers,
Klay Thompson decision.
his ass.
He ain't want to make that Klay Thompson.
He don't
decision.
seem like the brightest guy.
No,
He's sitting there talking. You know what I'm saying?
he know better.
not everybody can
He knows
sportscast.
seem like a
But he
goofball,
made
though,
decisions
sometimes.
that worked out. Firing Mike Jackson, even though I hated it as a black man, but
It worked out.
it worked out. But like I said, with Golden State, they knew Steve Kerr was coming in. With the Knicks, it's like, why fire Tibbs if you don't know who your next coach is?
Maybe they do.
Think about this.
Maybe they do.
Bob Myers left in the top of they were still in their peak pretty much. If they would, why ain't nobody picked him up?
I don't think he don't want to.
Nobody-
He
I think
don't
he decided to take a year off.
Nah, I
think
heard
he ain't
them
wanna
saying,
make- I think he ain't
I
wanna
heard
make
him
them tough
talking
deals.
about how he want a job, how he want to be. They was like, well, they should hire him. He was like, yeah. I heard somebody saying that on one of them shows.
Man,
Like he looking for a job.
it could be some other stuff behind the
could be.
scene, but you can't take away from him building a dynasty.
I've never heard anything derogatory about him though.
I haven't so
Well, you
far,
just
but it could
did.
be something out there. The sources say.
Luka is showing out for his national team, looking thinner. It looks like he's listening when JJ said they need players in championship shape, or is that the thing?
With Luka, I do believe Luka proved Dallas right in the playoffs, bro. We watched that man not want to play defense. Like literally, he has been how we hate Ben Simmons. No, I don't think nobody hates Ben Simmons because he can't shoot, right? Motherfucker, you just don't shoot, so it's
Right,
horrible.
exactly, yeah.
Luka, bruh,
You don't.
you ran down court and stopped playing, and then act like you hurt, motherfucker. Then the motherfucker had the nerve to play like he was hurt. But you can play offense, and as soon as he shoot the shot, he got to play deep. You got to attempt. Be like Miles Turner. He's horrible. Get in foul trouble. Let me believe you trying. But Luka don't even.
Miles ain't horrible, man.
No, he's still in foul trouble.
I do want to address. Okay, so a couple months ago, we talked about JJ Redick, and we talked about how he could potentially lose the locker room by saying that players need to be in championship shape. Do we still think that?
Well, we said he can lose the locker room for the way he came out yelling at the players.
He could lose the locker room.
But it was spoken of negatively.
He could lose
that.
So JJ Redick.
But you have the leader of the team going out and getting in shape.
No. Listen, Luka always is in shape for that team, but he comes back and he's like that for the NBA. So nothing's about to change. So don't get it twisted.
What do you mean?
Luther's always in shape
when he
for
go
his national
seas,
team.
He always
comes to the NBA 20 pounds more heavier.
Oh,
so
I don't know that trend.
I'm just letting you know. So don't think that this is something that's different.
I don't know that trend. All I know is
I also think
that's the trend.
You could lose the locker room by doing that. You saw with Tom Thibodeau. You can't, by human nature, he can't do what he did and not play motherfuckers a full half.
We don't take into
expect players to get in and want to compete for you, right? So I think he could lose the locker room by being arrogant, doing arrogant shit like that.
No, I was just talking about him saying, players need to be in championship shape. It was talked about like he was.
That's just another slap in the face to the NBA that Luka's doing because he goes and he gets in shape every time for his national team, and he comes back in the NBA into the NBA.
I think he needs to. Sometimes you gotta. I noticed that coaches gotta say stuff in the media to get the attention of the players. So I don't think that
does it matter that Luka missed a huge chunk of last season?
No. Luka really don't be in shape. Like, what are y'all talking about?
He picked a huge chunk because he wasn't in shape.
Because you got to think about it, like how Luka goes back home and play. Jokic does the same thing, but Jokic as actually be in motherfucking shape. They show him running the stairs up over there. When he comes back, he's in that shape. I don't get why Luka. Okay, you go over there, look good for your national team. I'm in shape, but then I come back up over this mug. I'm 20 pounds heavier now. Like,
so what happens when he comes? Well, so what happens when he comes back next season and in good shape?
Then that's a trend. He stopped the trend.
At this point, Luka made himself look bad by doing what he did. Like everybody saw, like, oh, Dallas might have made the right choice.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? After that playoff series, I think most motherfuckers like, oh, that shit wasn't no lie. Like, and if I give him 350, he really gonna be on some bullshit.
I mean, he
didn't look like nothing you invested.
Yeah, like
I'm as a Laker fan, he's 27 years old.
But still,
I don't care. I really don't care.
You got that attitude at 27. How are you going to act at 37?
How long you been a Laker?
It's different.
How long you been a Laker fan?
Listen.
He won't make it to 37
since 96 or 90. It's 96.
I've been a Laker fan before that, but so it's two things as a Laker fan. I'm only happy. Well, now I'm not because after he did that bullshit, so I need him to get better. But as a Laker fan, we trying to win championships. I ain't trying to. But I don't give a fuck about your scoring titles and you being.
No,
bro, we gotta win too.
I'm
on the other flip side. I'm happy that they traded for him because we ain't gotta wait.
We don't. There's nothing. Yeah.
We got a superstar. And players that come play with. Players basically probably would come play.
Also,
not after this shit though.
This is just a fact. This is a fact of life. It's you could play in the NBA and be a Hall of Famer in the NBA, cool. But it's different when you're a Hall of Famer as a Laker.
Facts.
Well, it's like that for all the like if you a championship team, how the Lakers is, it's a Celtics. It's a standard when you come in that motherfucker.
So being in a Laker uniform, of course, is going to be different. So the standards for excellence are different. I think personally, Luka now understands what it means to be in a Laker uniform, and I think that this change was a response to him being in a Laker uniform.
The Lakers will get his ass up out of there
very quick. We'll flip him real quick and get a better package than what the Mavs got.
We'll see, because.
But I'm saying if he do that,
Luka right now.
If he do what he did in that playoffs, bro,
same old Luka right
crazy.
now. Shit, he probably got a beer.
And what's different is
I've
seen plenty of players play the way they play and then play with LeBron James and shit's different and win championships.
LeBron
need to retire, man.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that he didn't need to
He ain't
play
making
behind.
nobody better.
I'm not saying play
His
behind
plus
LeBron
minus
James.
this year was
Well,
negative
let's do
20
this.
something all season.
Let's do this. Do y'all remember when he first got traded? If you really into basketball, everybody thought what happened that they can't play together because that's
They
really
ball
what
dominant.
happened in.
Yeah, that's
So the
what
regular
happened in the
season,
finals.
cool. That's
I mean,
basically
in the
what happened
playoff.
in the playoffs. And I don't know if it was JJ Redick or management. They pretty much. So you got to think in that series, if you let Bron just take the ball out of Luka and let Bron do it,
They would've
then we
did
probably
better.
would have beat Minnesota.
They would have did better.
We
But
would
you took him and put him in the corner.
But the fact that you let Luka keep running offense is kind of like it's Luka's team. So now in the offseason,
It is Luka's team.
I'm just saying, but now in the offseason, you got to find a way to make that work. Because I honestly don't believe LeBron can really play off the ball like that.
LeBron's the best off-ball player of all time.
No,
what are you talking about?
that's crazy.
How do you,
What?
He dominates the ball.
the best
he
off
can.
ball
He
player.
don't.
with the-
can, but-
LeBron.
So he was off the
could
ball
do it.
this year and he had the
could do
worst
it.
per-
He can do
plus
those.
minus
He can
in
do
his
those back
career.
cuts.
He could do it for some
he's
time in
not.
the game.
He's not. He's not a player who's going to sit in the corner and chill.
He can do it twice.
No, but
He can
off,
do it a couple.
Yeah, a couple times.
No, no, what I'm
I'm
saying- what
I'm
I'm
not
saying
saying
is-
Bron IQ like he can't do it, but he needs the ball.
Yeah.
I understand.
Luka does,
I
too.
understand how he needs the
That's
ball
why
to
him
shoot.
and Rondo couldn't be on the court at the same time.
No, no,
Yes,
I
and
understand.
Rondo looked good when he was. Rondo and AD looked amazing.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm just saying, like LeBron, and I'm not saying that they're the same player, but how good Steph Curry is off the ball, LeBron is smart. He knows how to play off the ball. But I'm not saying that he's going to take a back seat to him. But
So I'm saying in the offseason they got to figure that out.
I'm sure they will. And the thing
Because if
is,
you don't, you got because Luka is ball dominant.
yeah,
LeBron looked for like the first game. Everybody kept trying to act like LeBron was hurt, and I'm like, he ain't hurt. He just don't know what to do when Luka dominating the ball.
I think now that they have the playoffs and the season behind them, and now they can build around. Because I mean, when we got Luka, we weren't talking about winning a championship that year.
people was talking
Until
about
y'all
winning
start
championship.
winning.
Until we
all
started
the
winning.
games.
Until we started winning. But when we first got him, I sat in
Y'all
this
got
chair
the-
and I was
y'all
like,
got
"Oh, we're not
number-
winning shit
y'all
this
got
year."
the 3
But
seed.
then,
we got the 3 seed.
Then we got the 3 seed. I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit, we
I don't care who it is. Lakers in 5.
I never said that.
Minnesota.
I never said
So let's
that.
get
I
on
never
that.
said
Lakers in
that.
5.
Let's talk about that. I don't know why. See, narratives is important. The fact people don't do facts; they do narratives. First of all, y'all act like the Lakers wasn't moving up with AD. Do y'all realize
was.
they was on
They
a winning
was. They
streak?
was.
They were on a winning streak.
Defense was a
before
whole lot better, too.
They got Luka, so the narrative was that to make it seem like AD was no.
No,
If
he came in the
just
middle of
had
that.
look, he had a Saturday game as he go to state where he killed them, came back that Monday and had that 20-point first quarter.
Yeah,
And then then they went to Philly and they probably would have won that, but he gets hurt.
You're right. It's just-
Saturday, they beat the Knicks, and people I heard people act like they weren't in fourth place already before they got Luka.
no, you're
So they
right.
were
It's just
trending.
you make that trade 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, you got to make the trade.
Right. That's just it. And then when you make that trade and you don't have a center, you're probably not going to win the chip.
You don't have to make that trade.
You gotta-
You got to make that trade.
You got to.
I make that
So
trade.
what's the window right now for the Lakers to win a chip?
It's
You only got
10
LeBron.
years.
How many years?
No,
you think it's 10 years?
No.
You have
Luka is
Luka
not
Doncic,
gonna
you got a
be in
chance
shape.
every single year.
When Luka's gone-
as a Laker fan, you got 5 years. If Luka ain't
So what was the window with AD?
I think they were trending.
Maybe
I think they-
one.
I think
Maybe
they would
one.
have look.
At least
I
3.
honestly think. Look, this is what I'm about to tell you. AD was having the best season in his life, bro. I think they might have went further this year with AD.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
Because
really,
This
let's think about.
year,
Let's think
yeah.
about it.
This year
Y'all
they would have
keep-
went
listen,
further.
Think about it. Y'all keep
Definitely.
acting like
Definitely,
they didn't
would've
go
went
to the
further.
Western. Look, they went to the Western Conference Finals.
No,
2 years ago.
They could have.
Right.
They could have
Yeah.
went.
But last year, do you realize they only lost to Denver because fucking Jamal Murray hit 2-game winners?
Nah,
Yeah.
he's saying Darvin Ham was the worst coach ever. That's why they
Nah,
lost.
how?
Hey,
Now, Darvin Ham didn't. He pissed me off last year because he didn't. His substitution was terrible.
I told you.
Because if you think about
but
if you think
JJ's
about the
is better.
Denver, if you think
At
about the
least he
Denver, if you think about the Denver game, bro, you can't let Denver was down by 20 points 2 of them games.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
but they came
can't
back.
no.
you can't let him.
But this
they
motherfucker
couldn't
didn't
stop
call
Jamal
timeout.
Murray, man.
No, but it's because they on a run and you gotta
He
call
didn't sub.
timeout.
He didn't adjust.
You gotta call.
And that was the story all season.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a
And-
young coach. All young coaches make
and you
mistakes.
can't-
JJ didn't even sub.
But you can't. The way Darvin Ham too, you can't play with the rotation the whole. But at some point in the playoffs, you got to know your rotation.
Yeah.
He still didn't understand his rotation either.
No.
But according to
He had a
him,
rotation.
But I don't think he was the worst coach.
At least he had a
according to
rotation.
him,
he's
he was worse.
No,
At least he had a rotation.
no, I'm saying that
You can't just go
JJ
with
Redick
5
was.
guys.
I'm saying that JJ Redick is a better overall better coach than Darvin Ham.
What?
Yes.
His
See,
offensive
you going
with
that
no
fence
evidence.
again?
Listen,
that.
his offensive schemes are better,
Yes.
and you
His
can't
substitutions
judge him,
are better.
and you can't judge him a
JJ
lot.
didn't have no
Listen, and you-
adjustment offensive.
You're talking about
scheme-wise.
one game versus the entire
I'm talking
season.
about the playoffs.
You're talking about one.
talking
You're
about
talking
the
about.
playoffs.
Okay, so you're talking about maybe 6 or
Offensive
7
look,
games.
scheme
We getting
wise,
stuck on the Lakers again.
No.
Offensive
Stuck on the
No,
Lakers
no,
again.
no.
How many
It's a good
games did they play in?
conversation.
How many games did they play in the playoffs this
Lost
season?
to 5.
Okay, so you're talking about 5 games versus
most
an entire
important
season.
But let's think about this. Let's think about this.
This
too.
is the time
Hold
when
on.
somebody have
DeAndre, you gotta
time
give-
somebody have time to scheme against you.
Listen.
In the regular season, they don't really do that.
But you got to take in the credit. We have AD. We got our 10. That's what we doing. And then
Right.
this major trade happens.
Right.
You got because that is
And
the
you have no center.
The craziest thing is, bro. I keep telling people, bro. Them two motherfuckers play this. Bron probably better at it, but Luka, that's a hard thing to fix in 3 weeks.
Yeah, but you didn't hear
That's a
him
fucking hard.
and everybody else who was the Lakers is the 3rd seed. We did
Man,
it. We
y'all
got
was
this.
on- you was
we
on the
did all this.
bandwagon. Our defense
No.
is this.
I'm about to be honest with you.
Even
Our
though they was
defense
only
is that.
2 games from being the 10th seed, y'all made it seem like being number 3 seed. They finally did it with Luka. We about to win.
Because that's
the
narratives.
championship.
That's narratives. Because I honestly think it would have been a different series if they had took the boy from Charlotte too.
Yeah.
So this is what people ain't realize. I wanted Golden State to play the Lakers. Actually,
I did
They
too.
would have whooped the Lakers.
You know
ass.
what?
With big man. Do y'all realize that they was only losing to the Lakers because of AD would
Yeah.
pummel
You
us?
know what? I'm gonna go on record, and I do remember. I remember.
But I
Swill
fuck with-
saying
I
he
fuck
was
with the
like,
Lakers, though.
if we get the 3 seed, he was like, we okay. But you did say it's gonna depend on the matchup.
The matchup.
and y'all got
The
Minnesota.
worst matchup.
and that's when you
I
was
don't
like,
think it
you
would've
ain't
been-
like that. You ain't,
I did
gonna
not like that matchup.
I ain't gonna lie.
I
As
get
a
that.
Lakers fan, I like.
I would have loved to play Houston. I would have loved to play.
Houston would have.
Think about this. What
Houston
other
might
coach
have-
allowed JJ Redick? What other coach allowed Rudy Gobert to be Kareem?
Bro, who's
No,
playing
just
center?
answer that
Houston
question
would have
for
been.
me.
Houston was a bad.
Nobody
matchup, too.
else have a
You know
center
why?
either.
You
Nobody
know
else
why?
has a center.
You know
Everyone
why?
has a center.
Houston would have been a bad matchup too because they play defense.
Yeah.
So who's
look,
Golden State center? Draymond.
late Looney.
Well, he ain't,
How tall
he ain't
is
been
Looney?
playing Looney.
Kevon Looney
Draymond
is.
pretty much was playing the center.
I'll give
That's
it to you.
only Golden State only problem, which I don't
Looney
know
is
why
what,
Golden State.
6'10"?
Nah, but it was
Wait.
Draymond actually.
so-
Rudy Gobert 7'2".
6'9".
That's
Was,
what I'm saying. 6'9".
but he plays center.
Nobody else has.
We didn't have a player that
LeBron
plays
James
center.
Is
Name,
6'9".
We didn't have
LeBron
a,
James is 6'9".
We don't have an NBA player that plays
Hachimura
center.
is
Who was the
6'9".
center we kept telling y'all to play? Hayes, right? Was he on the roster last year with
yeah.
Bro,
You just don't
Hey,
want to admit
did
that.
Darvin
man.
Ham
No
play
player-
him?
That killed the locker
bro.
room too.
Think about this.
I can't be a
No
player.
other coach will
But he's
allow Rudy
so-
Gobert to do that. That's bad coaching,
listen,
man.
if
Just admit that.
Listen, if JJ Redick made Rudy Gobert look like Kareem, then Jackson Hayes guarding Rudy Gobert would have made him look like Kareem
No.
times 3.
No,
I
he
don't think
wouldn't.
so.
No, he wouldn't.
He was so
He didn't-
terrible.
you have to
Gobert
do is
ain't
stand
have
in
no
front
big
of
body.
him.
So now
He's
you got.
so bad.
Listen, I just feel like what he did was.
All you got to do is
I just
stand
think-
in front of
I get what
Gobert.
he was thinking, right?
Yeah.
I get JJ Redick thinking, but
His arrogance
be honest,
killed it.
yo, you a grown man and you on the bench and you don't play me, and I know you could use me, and then you want to throw me.
I'ma
in
look at you
game
funny
five.
as hell.
I'm not going out there to
He
fight.
got-
He was damn near
He got-
throwing the game,
He got
bro.
Vincent on the bench. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
No.
Vincent ain't gave us shit anyway.
No, he did. He had some, he
Like
had
I
some
said,
shots.
Here's the main thing. I said from the beginning it's going to depend on the matchup. I can't remember who it was that we could have been matched up with, but I like those matchups better.
No, Houston
I was
got
not.
beat
I was
Y'all
not.
got a
no,
better
it wasn't
chance.
Houston because Houston was still
No,
the second seed.
y'all had a
Everybody
better
would've beat
chance.
We had a better chance against some other teams.
They had because
Against who?
Because
Nobody.
look, no, they was at 3, and it was I think matter of fact, it was Golden State. They was 2 games out, and if
Golden
Golden
State
State would have
was
gapped that Minnesota, it was supposed to be between them two.
If Steph
But
would have got
Golden,
hurt, Golden State would have beat
But in the final,
Minnesota.
they would have been in the final.
yeah, what I'm saying, but Golden
Golden
State,
State literally was going to the
yeah,
final.
but towards the end of that
They would've
season,
smacked OKC
Golden State
too.
lost 2 of those games that took them out of the spot that Minnesota was in, because y'all was originally headed to play Golden State, but Golden State fumbled the ball down the road, and then that's how Minnesota moved up
in the play-in. Yeah.
But me personally, I said from when they were playing.
Steph don't get her Golden State in the final.
When they were playing when they were playing Minnesota, I didn't have much faith in them. I wasn't here beating my chest saying, "Yay, we got Minnesota. We're going to the second round."
It was a bad matchup.
Yeah, it was a bad matchup. I didn't like it. I didn't think they were going to win.
I do feel like JJ Redick, if he coaches better, you could win some of those games.
Yeah, and with nobody, I think
you were within reach.
I think when it comes to first year, second year leaps, the JJ Redick you got last season. The JJ Redick you got last season was incredibly smart. He had great offensive schemes. He had great substitutions. He executed.
You gotta give him credit.
He executed.
Place with AD.
He executed.
That Luka trade is a whole different.
Yeah. But the thing is,
but man,
he's not gonna be stagnant going into next season. He's only gonna get better.
But you mean,
and the thing is, Darvin Ham's been coaching for however long and still can't figure out his roster.
A good coach,
he couldn't figure out his roster, bro.
He only head coach 2 years.
No.
Darvin Ham head coach 2 years.
I'm saying coaching in general, coaching teams in general. He's been on a championship staff and still can't figure out his fucking rotation.
Who that, bro?
Darvin Ham.
But still, though, you can't tell me you can't figure out a way to.
The greatest coach, but I don't think he was that.
All they did something to slow Rudy down. I've been like, hey, Jackson Hayes, you ain't got to give me much, bro. But this is what I need you to do. You need to lock him up, bro.
JJ's arrogance, man.
No, Darvin Ham will never get another head coaching job ever in his life. I hope he doesn't. I pray he doesn't.
Man, dude.
He might, but not no time.
And JJ
that guy's
won't
a
either when
fucking
he
idiot.
get fired.
And I don't really believe in JJ Redick.
When JJ get fired, he won't either.
They lined up. They're lining up Luka's contract to match his.
Luka showed us he was ass, man. They ain't showing us nothing.
I'm okay with
You
Luka.
thinking this about to have you a 10-year window?
But
I'm okay with Luka because other players are gonna want to come.
If Luka don't want to play defense,
Ain't nobody want to play with Luka.
It's not gonna work.
Nobody wants to play with Luka.
I
Other
agree with
players
that.
want to come. No, they don't.
If Luka don't play no defense, I can't go
think
over
he got
that.
to be the best defender.
No.
But you got to attempt. He literally doesn't attempt to play defense.
I think if there's one coach
Defense
in the
is
NBA that can get the most out of Luka Doncic, is probably the dude who played alongside him.
I hope so.
Why?
There's relationships.
Why would that be?
Because relationships and time. When you spend time with people, you can ask for more. You can leverage the relationship.
Telling him to shut up and get in the corner
you mean
when he played with him.
Who that?
With JJ.
Oh.
Luka was telling JJ to shut up and get in the corner when Luka was playing with him. You think he gonna listen to him now?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Hell no.
Hey,
he didn't listen to him.
Because if he was listening to him, he'd have started playing
I think Luka
defense.
is very arrogant, and I feel Dallas like, yo, bro, we can't get you through.
If he comes back, comes back in the same shape next year, then he's humbled.
Hey, like Dre said, he changed the narrative.
And did you see what Michael Finley did to him after they won? And he
took
drinking
that beer.
Took that bill.
Yeah.
But you see how
He's pissed
look
off.
at him.
He's pissed off now.
You taking beer from me?
Yeah.
So
dude.
if he comes back next season in the same shape, you'll see a different.
Because we do know that is the one thing Luka do. They say after a game, he'll sit there, drink beer, and then after the season, he'll be drinking. I'm like, damn, Luka. So you don't want to get no shape. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to play
that's
no
just
defense.
what they do over there. Jokic drink beer too.
Yeah, but he in shape.
Yeah, well, Luka's gonna get in shape.
And then on top of that,
if you call that shape,
who?
Defense is effort.
Jokic just good.
Yeah, he just big.
Defense is effort, bro.
We'll get off. We'll get off.
I don't never think Luka gonna be the best defender, but that'll try.
We'll get off there. The Jazz CEO Danny Ainge, he hired his son Austin as president of the basketball operations. Is that nepotism?
But duh.
Who?
That's
what I'm saying. We don't never know about these people until they get hired by their dad.
I'm not mad at nepotism.
I'm not mad at nepotism.
Not mad at it either.
I wasn't mad at.
Just let us do it too. But when we do it,
I just think Bron made it worse by continuing to force the narrative that his son good. You get what I'm saying? Like, get your son in the league and shut up. But every other day, we got to hear you saying something about your son. Now you want to fight. Bro, let your son here.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad, but bro, he
let him earn his bones.
Like,
that's why I got his jersey up.
You making people not like him. That's just me.
You know, man, I don't.
That's Bronny James' jersey?
It's his jersey and his number. It's my name on the back.
I was going to say, if I ain't like you, man, I'd have burnt that jersey.
That's crazy.
I was born on the 9th, so that's my number.
Like that.
You can't be mad that he...
No.
I respect Bron for doing it.
Hey, here's
the
the
nepotism thing, though, man. It's like, it is what it is.
Right. I like the nepotism, but I'm saying, I'm with you. Your son is here. Just shut up. Let him earn his bones.
Wrong. Stephen A. did, kind of.
He was.
You shouldn't have mentioned
as a
his
father.
fatherhood.
Yeah,
But
that's what I said. And everybody said I was stupid.
But I think that what he was trying to say was, bro, if you shut the fuck up, everybody else would just
which is true.
let it
Let
be.
me ask y'all this though. Let's say
But yeah, I'm cool.
y'all have a son that's, let's say, graduated college. Would y'all bring him into the field that you're in?
Yes. If I'm making millions of dollars,
Yeah.
if he first of all, if it ain't the NBA,
I'm talking about
a regular job.
without him going through the same thing that everybody else went through.
Yeah, that's the reason why I work so hard.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the reason why I work so
Well,
hard.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna make sure my kid is
son
trained.
don't
Listen,
want to do it.
I have a friend. I
Like-
was cool. I was roommates with him. You heard of Powers and Sons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was my roommate at college, and hell yeah, that motherfucker
Millions.
millions. I'm talking about back this 2003. They in the Black Enterprises of Fortune 500. But the one thing I did learn from him is, his son could always come work there whenever the fuck he wants
Right.
to. But
That's
his
what
son
I'm saying.
be
So why would you want to
rebellious
do that as a son?
Because you can.
But being cool with somebody that's come from that is, I realized that you gonna either get one or two kids, right? Because he got a cousin that followed the blueprint.
Yeah.
And his cousin owned, when they was building the Colts Stadium, his cousin down there getting a bag off the family because he followed the program, right? So I think you either gonna get the kid that follows the program or the rebellious kid. But the rebellious kid is fucked up because my whole life, all I seen you do is be a boss.
You know, it's a good
You get what I'm
example.
saying?
So he's being raised just to be a boss.
I'm being raised to be a boss, and now he don't. Why the fuck I'm listening? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's the smartest thing to do, but you're gonna get one or two kids. But yeah, my kid,
Like for the company I work for, like the owner, I mean the founder of the company, his son, who's now the president and CEO, he started from scratch. He held every position within the company.
that's the smart way to do it.
To actually build himself up,
Because
nobody can challenge him.
All right, so I would do it that way because if I leave it to you, you know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't just throw you in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw him in there all the way at the top,
that's
but
what I'm saying, like,
I totally understand, getting him in there.
President of
So
basketball
Jenny Bus,
operations
the Lakers did.
Yeah.
The Lakers did that, and look what happened when they threw his dumbass son, and then we
But
talking,
Genie-
we taking Andrew.
Yeah.
and Andrew Bynum worked out later, but
But Genie overrides that
Fucking-
shit.
we could have got Steve Nash earlier in his career.
Luau Ding and fucking
Luau Ding. But we could have got Steve Nash earlier in his career, but you
Making
don't wanna
dumb
give up
decisions like
Andrew
that.
Bynum.
Yeah.
And Kobe was in the thing, like, how the fuck y'all, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes that shit is bad, but nepotism,
It's bad and good.
I'm with nepotism, but I just think in sports, just shut up after they get there.
Yeah, but the thing in sports is like an earn type
I
thing.
And I keep telling people, bro, people that's Bron fans get mad, but it's the truth. Bronny really was never the best player on any team he played on.
No, he wasn't. No.
So you can't say I'm not saying he not good, but if Bron ain't his daddy, he not in the NBA.
I agree.
He would be punch up. Good in your little area, and
That's like with Carmelo Anthony and his son.
his son really good.
But he ain't saying shit. He just stand behind. He like, hey, do your thing. Only thing he came out and said, and he was against, he was like, how's my son gonna be probably like the number one prospect in the state of New York and is not
being
a McDonald's All-American? That I agree with.
Bronny
That's
shouldn't have
that
been there.
sponsorship shit.
Bronny
He with the
shouldn't have
wrong
been
sponsor.
Bronny shouldn't have been a McDonald's all
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm
He
not,
with Nike though. So
I don't say nothing bad about nepotism because I swear to God, if I had kids not rich, they definitely.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, I would do
Not-
it too,
that's
but
what I worked hard for.
But that's the quickest way to lose it.
right.
You have to teach
No,
your
no,
kids
no, no.
how
I would
to
be
sustain it.
No, I would be teaching them.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
the process. But
Definitely. But if you
my
got some
worst
shit,
son gonna work, but you gonna have to do some shit that don't
think-
mean nothing.
I think that's the
Like
reason
you
why.
gonna work with $25.
you
Right.
hear
My
that's a
daughter
security.
can be on the board if she's.
I
smart.
think
You know
that's
what
the
I mean?
reason why I like the Lakers, because when I watched that thing on the Lakers, it showed that with his sons, he pushed them. No, it was about like two. He pushed them to a certain plateau in the spot. When Jeannie came in, hey, you gonna work this
But
way and
she
that,
know
and she,
basketball,
hey,
though.
she worked her way up because she was like at one point this level and that level and that level and
He
kept
had to
moving
leave it
up.
to her.
And then the one son, I do like, he was like, let's get this. It was like a LA LA indoor
Hockey
soccer
team or something.
Yeah, he got that. He was like, he ain't do so well. He stepped away from it. But then when the WNBA, the Sparks came in, he went over there, turned that shit around and got about like 2-3 chips out of it. He's like, after that, I'm done. I don't even want it no more. I'm done, and gave it up. So that's like doing it the right way. But I ain't just gonna come in and bring my kid and be like, hey, you right by me, and
my
he doing
worst
no
kid
hell.
gonna
No.
still work for me if you want to, but
Yeah, I
He
mean,
ain't
if
gonna
you
be
teaching
doing-
your kid as you go, that's
right,
a difference. But you know what I'm saying?
Because I know fans was all up
But
in
I agree
arms
with you,
about that
Stephen A.
shit.
should have mentioned the
Yeah,
father part.
100%.
I think that's a little.
The next year NBA All Star Game, USA versus Team World. Is that confirmed? How it's going to be? Yeah. How do you guys feel about that?
That's gonna be dope.
Kevin Durant don't like
They
it.
still ain't gonna play
Because he know he ain't gonna get smoked.
That's why I'm sick of
Well, I don't.
KD.
How they gonna set that up though?
KD a bomb.
There's enough
So-
players.
It was
So
only
basically-
6 players that was European on the All Star team.
So basically,
last year.
you'll do probably like the NBA players that's here, and then you'll probably get maybe whatever best players across seas, and mix it up that way. And then
Are they bringing people from?
that's what they
overseas?
talking about doing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's trash. Then
Well, I don't know.
the All Star game supposed to be the All Star game.
Those
We wanna see the best
6
players in our league.
international players that they got, like Giannis and Shea and Jokic and Luka, you put all them on the same team,
and
with
Wemby.
some people from they
Wemby?
from their
Yeah.
country. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? They aball the shit out of the guys we got.
But then you cutting out other worthy NBA players.
That's
Not necessarily.
That's
There's
going
enough
and
of
ain't
them.
doing shit.
Think of it. Okay, so
They going to the All Star
Oh, I
game
gotta
and
see
ain't
how
doing
it's
shit.
I'm gonna give you this all the starters, right? Bam, Giannis, Halliburton, Lillard, Tatum.
Lillard ain't gonna be there.
This is 2020. I think.
Lillard hurt
I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong year.
because Halliburton they make it this year.
Yeah,
You talking about from this year, right?
Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Let me give you this year.
Yeah, that's weird because you don't have enough international players. So we pulling from
Yeah,
other
so you got
countries.
6.
Yeah.
That's
So
yeah, I don't like that.
so from Shaq's OGs.
Yeah, they need to stop all that foolishness too.
Let's see.
Yeah, because
But ain't nobody watching the game. They keep
Now-
trying shit.
Because you gotta stop. Just go
the
back
way
to
it
East and
happened this
West
year,
and-
Yeah,
I can
you-
agree with
I'll
that.
give you the
pitch.
here was the global stars that they were on the same team last year. Shea, Jokic, Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, Sengun,
What Donovan
Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns,
Islands.
Wemby, Trae Young,
Caribbean, I think.
Giannis.
Trae Young from another country.
Which I mean, I'm sure some of those players are going to be voted back in
yeah.
next year.
But like say this year, the way they did it,
just go
I
back
didn't
to
like
the
it because
way.
I was with Draymond Green. I was like, hold up, how these rookies gonna be on the same stage with us, and they got to get their rite of passage, and you just
Draymond said us, or did he say other players?
he said us like he was still on the team. I was like, Draymond, you ain't
Put
even make the.
Draymond on the other team.
You
He'd
ain't even
never
make the
make it.
squad.
I mean,
why y'all
these-
like Draymond, all right?
Because he talked too much, man.
If you look at
and he
Foolish
calls
shit.
the
If you-
Warriors too much.
if you look at Shaq's
Cost
OG
them that
team,
one against Cleveland.
He
for
cost
sure.
them this year too.
the OG team was Jalen Brown, Steph Curry, KD, James Harden, Kyrie, Bron, Lillard, Tatum, Anthony Davis.
Only
There's
two of
half-
those-
only
only
two
two
of
of
those,
those,
2, 3
Three
of
of them
those.
gonna be out.
Yeah,
That's
And
only
you know
two
what?
of
So
those gonna be on
it's
the team.
room.
And I'm still mad about that. Bron didn't
That's
even
wrong.
play. He did that last minute shit.
Yeah, it's still room.
He did it
That
on
was
purpose.
wrong.
He did that on purpose.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That was wrong.
Bron to
He's the
he a
face of the league.
calculated person. So I
He's
don't
the
think
face
he
of the
do
league.
nothing
You do whatever
without-
you want when you're the face of the
No,
league.
he just be an asshole. He calculated though. He did that shit on purpose.
Yeah, deep.
Speaking of, Woj said dropped some news about Bron and how he was perceived on the Team USA before Kobe got there. Did you happen to catch that? Because
they
I saw
they
it,
said
but
that they said they ain't want Bron to be on it.
and Kobe was a deciding factor.
Now, see, this when y'all be thinking that shit with Nike don't be mattering, but that shit matters a lot. Because basically they said the NBA ain't really want Bron at the time because they try to make his team like Maverick try to make everything about Bron.
Right.
Actually, that's to get them motherfuckers with them beats, which is funny as hell. But they said Nike got involved and was just like, yo, and then they was like, well, fuck it. Nike wanted LeBron to be on there. So they like, fuck it, man. We'll take Kobe too. And then Kobe agreed.
Yeah, because originally Kobe wasn't even on the team,
No.
and they brought him
But
in.
that make more sense now.
Yeah.
But
they
the
brought him
NBA
in.
wasn't trying to send Bron over there. Because at the
Damn.
time, they just mad at Rich Paul and they're like, y'all try to make
y'all doing
everything
too
about
much, right.
Bron.
And now they just
control
let them,
everything.
They just let them take over and control the narrative of everything.
But it actually works though. LeBron people do.
Yeah, that's why
they great marketers.
Yeah, that's why it's even a conversation of him being in the GOAT. It's because of that.
Yes, that's
so
why
they're
I think
changing the whole narrative
I think
on everything.
I think that everything LeBron has accomplished is, I ain't gonna say bullshit, but I think it's marketing.
Yeah, everything that he's accomplished is just perfect attendance type
Yeah.
shit. Like if you go to school for 22 years, you're gonna have enough A's.
But they're smart
to have
at
more
marketing.
than
The
anybody.
things that they created narrative basketball.
Yeah,
they created shit like when he about to lose. Y'all don't even peep the shit they
every
was
time
doing.
he lose, he.
But
injured.
it be before he. If they tried to this shit, nobody be falling
Every
for
time.
It. But no, it ain't even that. Y'all don't even peep what they was doing when he would play. Before he played Golden State, he would do the press conference. Oh, they're a juggernaut.
Yeah,
like he's already announcing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna lose with an excuse.
Yeah.
So when he loses, it's already in your head that they were the great. That's why I be so mad. Every time he loses, this team is extremely great. That's false. Now Rich Paul on his kick trying to go to people acting like Chris Bosh was that
a big
dude.
three.
Like
Right.
what?
Y'all don't think Woj just hating?
No.
Nah.
Woj ain't never. Woj, that's Woj.
Nah.
This is
When
Woj.
Woj like-
Woj just
gonna say
gonna
Woj just hate.
Yeah,
He
Woj
gon-
Woj
He
like
just has a history of reporting negatively.
That
on-
was
on
very
LeBron.
Bron
Listen.
sexual for you to say that.
No. I was just asking a question. I don't have a fight in the race.
Hey,
I really
Woj
don't.
Woj
I'm not a
just-
LeBron fan
Woj
at all.
just TMZ.
So I don't have a fight. I don't have a dog in the race.
Hating LeBron.
Woj is TMZ of sports.
Yeah,
You
Woj.
gonna tell
was-
TMZ
You
they
ever
lying?
heard of Woj bomb?
No, I mean I have.
Any of y'all?
I'm just last time I
TMZ
checked.
don't lie.
No.
But last time I
not.
checked, he was retired. I just don't understand where it's coming from.
They true.
TMZ.
TMZ. True.
Look, literally, TMZ reported
They
Kobe
lawyers.
dying before any other outlet reported.
I just don't understand his angle. Like, why is he reporting it? He's retired. He don't even.
They probably getting back in it.
Yeah.
He's still
Podcast.
probably in it a little bit because he's over there at
Did he
his
get
alma
sick? He
matter.
quit because he got sick though, right?
No,
No,
he took it. He took. He took.
NBA wanted to push Sham Sharami in this
Okay,
fight.
He
yeah,
put
Sham Sharami.
He took the Saint
He hit us with the Dallas news
Bonaventure.
first,
Like he's over there, the AD over there at his alma mater right now.
yeah.
I ain't know
Woj,
what.
he
I
left.
thought he got sick and
And that's the reason why, like, remember that shit that went down with Rachel Nichols and everything else? He was the one that put Malika Andrews in that spot. Because at that time, she was only like maybe a year in the game where she was like a fucking reporter. And he the one that put her in that spot.
When she went to the bubble, that's what gave it to her.
Thank
she
you.
decided to go to the bubble. When no other reporters going to live in the bubble
took
like
the
she
opportunity.
did.
Yeah.
And that's what gave
And
her.
then, like I said, I still think they did Rachel Nichols wrong, but oh well, you know what I'm saying? It is what
Rachel
it is.
Nichols though.
Because she the one that had, at first it was the jump. And then it went from there to NBA TV. So now I'm trying to figure out how this shit going to go with Chuck and them coming
and
over.
they say, and low key, they say she was gone because LeBron camp ain't like her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't
Capitulate
talk.
fast,
Yeah, like they I fuck with them, but I hate it at the same time.
Yeah, that whole campus.
Because you think about it,
They
it's like
Narrative created.
when they
narrative
talking about the
creates.
NBA, they always got to mention LeBron James
Yeah, and I
no
think
matter
she
what.
wasn't.
She wasn't mentioning LeBron much.
She like, bro. I ain't-
She was talking about everything else except
think about
LeBron.
this though. If Steph win another championship in this era, you not really going. I believe there's going to be other players who played 20, 25 years and beat the scoring championship, but there'll never be anybody who goes 6-0 in the finals. So in another 40, 50 years, we're not even really going to be remembering LeBron James.
You're going to have to right now because he got this.
No, because nobody remembers John. I mean, you remember him, but
this-
John Stockton, he leads assists and
But
steals.
this is what I'm telling you.
Nobody
That's-
really.
You don't
talks
remember Kareem
about him.
Abdul-Jabbar?
Listen,
You remember him, but you don't talk
but listen,
about
I'm
him.
about
You
to
know
tell
what
you
I'm
the
saying?
truth.
Yeah, we'll remember
they
him.
promote stats for LeBron. So
Yeah,
we're going to
they do.
remember him because they going to keep feeding
But,
that shit.
eventually,
Nobody cared about
eventually
who
that's going to
Kareem-
die out. Eventually, that's going to die out. So now LeBron James is
they gonna
on
make sure they
him
keep
and Steve Nash. I seen the little.
He be lying on them. I can't watch it because he lied on the JJ Redick.
Yeah,
I
but
can't-
he was on there talking about now the NBA, they need to give them like a 2-week advance of the refs calling real fouls before the
What?
playoffs
Man,
start.
whatever,
because
dude.
it's just too much of a shocker of you being able to do whatever you want to do, and then the playoffs come and now they calling fouls and stuff. I
But
mean,
I
now
agree.
they letting you do what
I
you want
agree
to
that
do.
James Harden suffered from that. Remember, he used to get all them fouls in the regular season.
Yeah.
They wouldn't get that motherfucker. None of that shit in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
but you should know how to play basketball.
But I about to say I can't watch LeBron because that's another narrative creating space, right? Like when he was on there with JJ Redick, watch basketball. In the Orlando series, when they lost, but y'all just got beat because they was a better team, right? And they won 60-some games. But he wanted to talk about all these different things, and he mentioned Jameer Nelson.
Yeah.
Jameer Nelson did not play in that series.
Yeah, he surely did.
So why the fuck are you even trying to use that as an
was
excuse?
injured,
That's what I
right.
said. It's narrative based. And if you don't know no better, these young kids, now he comes up with like,
He's trying
it
to
sounds
create
like
his own
smart.
legend.
You know, like you could argue with somebody and not be smart. Like if I'm smarter than you, I could beat you in the argument because it sounds good. That's pretty much what he do with his
Yeah, but
narrative.
not really
It
bringing
sounds
no
like I
points.
broke down basketball, but bruh, Jameer Nelson ain't playing that series, so you didn't have to deal with that
Skip to
specific.
Malu all day.
It was Skip to Malu, and they really lost
And
to the
Armstrong.
Lakers. They really lost to the Lakers in 5 because you took Skip to Malu out and put Jameer Nelson in the finals.
You shouldn't have did that.
But I was happy
You shouldn't have did
because
that.
Kobe got number 5.
I believe LeBron should have been retired, but he was so hell bent on chasing the scoring record, bro.
Nah, I think he.
I mean,
He
you averaging
hell-bent
20,
on-
27,
he
7 and 7. Why
he
retire?
hell-bent on beating every record, so you could say he got to be.
I ain't mad at it if he could
Top
do it.
stats.
If you could still play at 41, I mean, you got Brady who did the same thing.
Yeah,
But Brady was winning.
Yeah,
They were the
won
third
a
seed
ring.
in the West.
Brady won
He-
a championship.
Brady-
as soon as he
how
left.
much,
There you go
Brady was
again.
40.
Third seed
What
in
is
the
Bra-
West.
Brady was 43 when he lost in the finals.
What is it? Is it
When he lost, who he lose?
Or lost in the, he lost to
LeBron spent what, like 2.5 million on his
and
body,
he
right?
lost to
I think he actually is trying to beat. He's funny to me because in my head, I think he's trying to beat Tom Brady age.
You think so?
Yeah.
Nah, I think year 23 is it.
No, I think he's gonna try to beat Tom Brady age. So then you can say he just it's so
He
narrative
wants those
driven.
records,
He
yeah.
needs those records because you can't go 6-0. So I have to find another way for people to say
I'm better than
better
Mike.
than Mike.
Yeah, I agree. With
It's harder. I think it's harder to win an NBA championship than it is to win a Super Bowl.
But yeah, but 2 more
But-
years,
I think the Super
two more
Bowl is
years
hard.
of turnovers. Ain't nobody gonna never catch him on the turnover list.
I think that if you pay
You know what I'm
attention to
saying?
NBA,
Like, he don't
I'm
want
not saying
that,
it's
right?
easy, right? But think about
he
the
gonna be
NBA
like Brett Favre.
Hold on. One at a time. One at a time.
Think about the NBA in the playoffs. It's way harder than football because in the playoffs, I'm playing you 4 out of 7 games. Like we go 7 games. Usually the best team wins in the playoff series, just less it's injuries and stuff. But usually the
you gotta
best
be the
team
best
wins
out of
because
7.
you playing them something like that. That NFL should be like I could be the best team to play this team
Somebody
this
can
Sunday,
have a bad day.
and you know what I'm saying. We
The
lost.
ref can make one
Look,
bad
think about
call.
it.
No, I think about right. I think about right.
Detroit was a great team.
Yeah.
This motherfucker from Washington gets hot and we lose the game.
Yeah. No, yeah, you right.
And it's set up stupid too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I could be. If I win my division, I can have a worse record than you and get home court advantage.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
shit's weird.
craziest
They
shit to
changed
me.
that this year.
I'm happy.
Moving on to the NFL, you got Diggs on a Stephon Diggs on
That's crazy.
on a boat with some pink stuff.
Stuff.
All right, so
Yeah, so I don't know what's up with him. Is he with Cardi B or is
Hey,
he with
right.
these
Just your mic
hoes?
real quick.
shit, that's crazy.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is he with Cardi B or not?
No, he
With
is.
Cardi B? Is he with these hoes on the boat?
Oh,
what
so-
is he doing?
They
Now,
got
what-
over
what-
relationship, I
They
guess.
gonna-
Now, what they saying with the
They
pink
gonna
shit
fire
was?
him before he even
But-
get out
Oh, we
there.
all know what it was.
But the pink shit, I ain't mad. So here's what I hate,
That don't mean he was on it.
bro.
Yeah.
He offered it to them and they were with it. It ain't
Yeah.
like he was forcing it on them. Like, hey,
They were asking him
it's
for
like,
it.
yeah, like he like go take that and
Like,
be
I
cool.
got-
They
with
it was calling him daddy. He was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He said, "What's my name?" They said,
Nah,
"Daddy."
I don't
Okay,
see
cool.
No,
You got
I don't
it.
see nothing wrong with Stephon.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You see the Patriots like, we don't get no fuck about that
Stephon be,
shit.
he fucking a lot of chicks though, man.
Yeah, he got
But
it.
you
He the
know,
man.
eventually the league is gonna do anything they possibly can to protect the shield. You know that.
That's why there ain't nobody saying nothing about it
Patriots.
because don't
Patriots
nobody
said
care.
they ain't trading. They like,
Yeah. Deion Sanders said his son didn't have on headphones during any meetings.
Yeah, man. So y'all
you
remember
mean?
the narrative came out that Shador came to one of the meetings and had headphones on and was on FaceTime with somebody.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
rude.
yeah. Deion said that never happened, man. So somebody put out a narrative to make his stock level drop, and you know what I'm saying. So he was
I
just
just
pretty
think-
much clarifying that never happened. That his son would never.
Is
do
he
nothing
still
like that.
sitting in fourth place on their roster?
No, they saying
He's
I think-
projected number one.
Yeah, they saying right now he's third, but he is projected to be number one though.
Should do it nice.
Just because I think they already talking about either getting rid of Kenny Pickett or getting rid of Gabriel.
Come on, man. He gonna play.
Yeah, And then the piggyback on the Shedeur situation, Aaron Rodgers came out today and said that he told the Steelers that if they're interested in him, then don't draft Shedeur.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How though? If you only gonna be there 1 to 2 years,
But if y'all really want me, I'm not coming there if you draft Shedeur.
but
still
Shedeur could have
would.
sat behind you for 1 to
Thank
2
you.
years.
First of all, he no good. I think that the Steelers didn't take Shedeur for that, but the Steelers organization, you guys, one of them organizations, I don't think they fit.
They
with
don't want to
Shedeur.
deal with
Yeah,
it. but
they don't want to be racist and say too much niggerism.
man, that's some bullshit.
But they say the
but
Roonies
think
ain't
about
racist
it.
though.
They not
They
racist,
ain't.
but
That's some bullshit.
the Rooney Rule came. I don't think they're a racist organization, but I don't think they want to deal with
All the extra shit that he brings.
Deion gonna bring out it.
It's just too much
We
shit.
just want to be.
It's just too much shit on the outside.
Yeah, we don't want to.
They ain't want to deal with it.
I think that's what I think, but I don't think.
And
Shedeur,
I think I said
and I
that.
think the NFL market too. How we know Shedeur just ain't gonna lie? Because he ended up going to the team that was gonna draft him. But think
Browns.
about how many people watched the draft that long because this motherfucker was still
Because
in
of him.
Yeah, that's true. They did try to say that, but it's just.
I'm
too
saying it's
much.
possible
Yeah.
because he went to Cleveland. That's where he was gonna go.
I know.
The Steelers should have took him because I think they fucked up by taking.
I said
Aaron
that
Rodgers.
like right after like when we had the draft, I was like, I bet you it's the reason why they ain't taking him. And I was like, and it had something to do with Aaron Rodgers saying, hey,
Yeah. I
Don't
thought
take
that,
him.
too.
I believe that.
because if you take him, I ain't coming.
I would have said that.
But at the same time though, if I was the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'd be like, look, you don't tell me what to do in my motherfucking
because
organization.
they traded their top receiver.
Yeah.
Aaron
Pickens.
Rodgers only got. He only signed up for a year.
Right.
He
But they
old
got
as hell.
DK Metcalf.
So that's what I feel like. The Steelers crazy because you almost gonna be in the same position next year.
To draft the
Nah.
quarterback.
Because if he doesn't play,
Aaron
who you
Rodgers-
got?
But I'm just saying they got Aaron Rodgers, so they signed him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But
So now they
Next year-
should be in a better position.
listen, but we win this year or lose. What we doing?
Because
Right. That's what I
Long
said.
term,
They should
I
have been
take-
drafting Shedeur.
here's the narrative on all that though.
you draft Shedeur. I'll find you a quarterback to draft. Even if I'm drafting Aaron Rodgers and I don't pick Shedeur, I still would have took a quarterback to.
They did. They took Will Howard out
Yeah,
of
they
Ohio
did.
State.
I don't think he good.
But here's the narrative on all this. Some people out there believing that okay, Aaron Rodgers is gonna come here. We figuring that maybe Steelers could be in the top 5 because they saying no, just because they going by projections of the quarterbacks that's coming out next year. And who is the number 1 rated quarterback they possibly thinking that's gonna go overall? Archie Manning.
I'm gonna tell you one thing: the Steelers like the Pacers. They ain't gonna never suck. Them motherfuckers can't. It's impossible for them to suck. For real, they make the playoffs every year. I don't know how the
That's
fuck
because
this
they got
crazy
a great coach, man.
I'm just saying they're not gonna be in the
And that's
higher part
that's
of
to
the
their
draft.
detriment. If they suck
That is definitely to their
if they sucked a
detriment.
couple times,
If they
maybe they
sucked
get
a
a
couple
decent
times, they
draft
would have got a
pick.
decent.
And the only way
draft.
they,
Yeah.
Just to be clear, we do believe that Shedeur is going to start just because we left
he's
that.
I believe he gonna end
At
up
some
Okay.
point this year, I think so.
I believe so.
He's
because,
starting right away, I
Like I
think.
said, they already talking about
Hopefully.
that he's number 3 on the depth chart. So who you gonna end up trading? Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel. You gonna get rid of one of them.
Yeah, he's taking first team reps too. He's taking first team reps.
They
right
gonna
now,
start.
so.
Okay. Ashanti Samuels versus Deion Sanders. Are you guys up on that?
Yeah, Ashanti Samuel was talking about Deion Sanders ain't the best cornerback. He said he's better than him.
No,
Man, that dude's what? Okay,
Deion
whatever.
can say what he wants to because he's the greatest cornerback to ever walk Earth.
But Ashanti Samuel said the numbers don't say that.
Yeah, he tripping, bro.
The reason
Can we
why the
look up some
numbers don't
numbers?
say that because they didn't pass it to Deion's side.
No, they.
So that's just simply where it
And he
is.
still was able to get picks,
They didn't pass it to Deion's side.
but he still was able to get
And you know the
picks.
Yeah.
crazy thing about it is this man locked up Jerry Rice for a whole game. I remember when the Falcons was playing San Francisco 49ers. I'm looking like, damn, Jerry ain't really getting his numbers like that.
Bruh, and technically, Deion could have been a wide.
A wide
He is
receiver.
a great cornerback because you know most corners and DBs can't catch.
Yeah.
Deion could actually fucking catch.
Yeah.
I'm faster than you motherfuckers.
Yeah, Deion was the best of all
Deion,
time.
no.
He locked down Jerry Rice, went to the Cowboys the next year. Then he locked down. He locked down Michael Irvin.
Yep.
Went to the Cowboys
Then
the
went
next
to
year.
them and
Then
did
locked
Super
down
Bowl.
Jerry Rice.
So how the hell you go helped San Francisco win a Super Bowl. Then
I
go
don't
to
even
the
know what motherfuckers be talking
then go to
Right.
Dallas the next year, help them win a Super Bowl. I'm like,
Yeah.
He might be the
you
greatest
bro.
athlete we ever seen.
He is. He is.
That motherfucker flew and played it, and he had a good World Series.
And then the fact that Ryan Clark stuck up for him because that Ashanti Samuels was on the pivot, I believe, when they said this.
Right.
And Ryan Clark was pretty much saying, "You're good, but you're not in on that level."
Not on that level.
And Ashanti Samuels called him my Uncle Tom.
no, man.
That's just
How your Uncle John?
insecurity.
And I'm talking about Dion,
Right.
who is black. You act like I
called
told you
him
on
an
Microwave
Uncle
better
Tom.
than
Man,
that.
dude, for you to be like the greatest corner of all time, and when you motherfuckers imitate you when they pick off the ball, and you start high stepping at the
Dion
fucking
just a-
20,
He literally is just a different.
that's no way in the
He
way,
got
bro.
everything. I got the career.
You go 3 for 4 in the World Series,
and
then you go,
That's why I
come
was like,
on,
if they
man.
had won, you almost giving the MVP to Dion.
Because you know what I'm saying? I used to laugh at Dion. I was like, hold up. This motherfucker picked the ball off and he be going so fast. By the time he hit the 20-yard line, he had stepping into the end zone.
Nah, he ran
Turning around,
he
looking
ran
at
track.
niggas.
He ran track in Florida State. Like,
You know what I'm
y'all,
saying?
like Dion just the athlete.
Disrespectful.
Nobody
Asante Samuels is definitely disrespectful.
nobody was ever on Dion's level when it comes to that.
What is
run,
Asante
boy.
Samuels doing?
He's a decent corner.
Nah, did he win the Super Bowl with the Patriots he played that year?
Yeah, he did.
maybe.
Okay.
But then the next year they was talking about. Matter of fact, they benched him the next year.
Yeah, and then after that they traded his ass.
Yeah.
I
so
remember
Ashanti,
that.
shut the fuck, up.
It's,
Because I think-
I've been saying it wrong. It's
my man
Asante.
Asante.
I thought we were talking about somebody. Yeah, yeah.
The real Reeve is better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
The
Reeves Island. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
You know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying?
talking about.
Samuels.
The only person I seen, and Darrell Reeves ain't win shit since, is
Yeah, Asante won
Randy
2
Moss
Super
made
Bowls.
him look bad one time. Randy Moss just did this, and oh damn, Darrell, shit.
Yeah, Moss.
Yeah, Moss
he's a
was crazy.
level
I'm just
right
saying,
there.
Darrell Reeves is better than Champ Bailey might be.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was only a 4-time Pro
Champ Bailey
Bowler.
was that
Oh,
dude.
Ashanti Samuels? Get the fuck
Why
out
the
of
fuck
here.
is-
Dion was an all-star in the MLB more than that.
But
Hey,
people
didn't
talk-
Dion
people
make
say
the All-Star
crazy
team a
shit.
couple of times when he was in the
Young people,
NLB?
don't, well, he
I don't know.
ain't that much younger than, but
He might
bro,
have
people just
once.
say crazy stuff.
Yeah.
He had to say that for clickbait.
You was talking
Yeah,
about Champ
definitely.
Bailey. Champ Bailey
Champ
was that
Bailey
dude. He was
not-
that
I
dude.
can name a
boy.
lot of.
Oh yeah, Champ Bailey. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 8 Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowls. Sanders, Defensive Player of the Year,
You don't even
16
have to-
first team,
What we talking about?
kickoff returns
Ryan
leader.
Clark should have been like, hey, this show over.
How many
Right.
What the fuck
interceptions
is
he
you
got
talking
about?
about?
Like, I think he should be in double
That's the
digits. on
thing.
interceptions.
53 interceptions.
That's
And
what
they
I
wasn't
thought.
throwing to his. That's
Right.
crazy. That's why I said it's even crazier because you barely throwing to my side. And I still
You
get
throw
all
it to
these
your side
interceptions.
twice the whole game.
And now I'm gonna get a pick.
Yep.
Samuel has
And stats
51.
Man, look,
That's why he think he on the Dion level.
all I know.
But they wasn't. You got to put stuff in
It's
the
not the
context.
same. They throwing it at you every time.
Yeah, they picking on you.
You getting 22 shots at it every game.
And
Dion really getting 3 maybe, and I'm gonna
Right.
pick
Right.
it off.
and you know the crazy thing
And he
about
got
it is
defensive
like
player of the year.
for him to lock up
Samuels ain't never got that.
for him to lock up Jerry Rice was
got
not
the
like
Super Bowl MVP
the
though,
fastest
I think.
runner.
And Jerry Rice, I hate saying this because in the basketball concept I hate it, but Dion played against better receivers probably
Yeah.
too. All right, Chris Carter,
Yeah.
like
Andre Rison.
like come on man, what are we talking about?
I know, like I said, when I seen him play against Jerry Rice, that was the first time I ever seen somebody run step for step with Jerry
Man, Dion
and take the ball. I was
Yeah.
like,
I think
hell
he might
no.
hold the record maybe at Florida State of some crazy shit in track and all that.
Well, he hold the record in the NFL. He
For-
came
for the
in
full-
4-2.
With a
Yeah, come on. I thought
263
Randy
batting
Moss- I
average.
thought-
It's
I
crazy.
thought Randy Moss.
He got 263 batting average.
That's
Yeah, that's
stupid.
crazy.
He's got 150 stolen bases.
So yeah, how you go
Stupid.
how you go
He was
play
never
baseball?
a hitter like that though.
Well,
But that 263 will get you a whole bunch of money nowadays.
What was it what was
you betting almost 30. You good.
what was
I know, right?
what was it that year where he went and played baseball? Then after that he went and played. No, he played NFL game. Then went to play
Salute to
baseball.
In the World Series?
I'm like, dude.
he played 2 games in the same day.
I'm like, you. That's
Yeah,
it.
him
bro.
and Bo Jackson, whole nother level, man.
It's different. It's different.
Exactly.
They sound clickbait.
Vegas has Lamar Jackson to win NFL MVP next season.
I don't care because I don't care about his MVPs. At some point, this man got to win a Super Bowl. Like I'm done with Lamar Jackson, dog. Like
You called him James Harden earlier.
he is James
man.
Harden.
That's
He is
crazy.
literally James Harden of
Yeah,
football.
man.
Come on, man. Look, James
I
Harden.
ain't
What James
gonna go
look,
James
Wait,
Harden.
but think about
man.
it. What did James Harden do?
Damn.
He don't
What
even
James
show
Harden-
up.
He have a good regular
James
season.
Lamar- show up.
Lamar don't show up
He
either.
do show up, man.
Last year he did. Now last year wasn't his fault. Dude should have caught
Yeah,
that
before
ball.
last wasn't his fault.
Yes, it
either.
was. You went
made
and
one
played.
mistake.
Listen, no, you went and played, and but I think I know what he was doing. Do you remember when we were younger and like the black people go play Valpo?
Yeah.
And we don't run the ball. We don't play fast because we want to prove we could play like white people.
Yeah.
I think
And that
that's what
was the
Lamar
thing,
Jackson
yeah.
did. But motherfucker, fuck all that.
And his
You
mama
got a
called
chance
him
to
out
go
on
to
that shit.
Motherfucker, if running is your thing and it got you there, fuck what these white people think.
Run,
'Cause the
nigga,
win-
run,
take the
right?
narrative
The win, listen, the win gonna be bigger than what they think anyway.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't keep
So-
fuck his MVP.
Because you know what? Matter of
Man,
fact,
nah, man, Lamar, my dude. He ain't
I like
James
Lamar Jackson.
Harden.
He James Harden,
He
bro.
ain't James. He,
It's-
you can
listen.
say Peyton Manning.
It's worse.
James Harden.
Yes.
James Harden ain't never won.
Lamar
Lamar's
Jackson ain't
gonna
never
win
won.
one, man. He gonna win.
Listen, technically James Harden had 2 MVPs because one year I think they fucked him, so he shot 2. He was winning 60-some games. They gave him Chris Paul.
and Chris
bruh.
Paul got hurt.
So listen, he lost last year and they bring Derrick Henry in. How the fuck you blow that?
That,
Man, he
drop that
blew
pass.
that, man. Andrews blew that.
Listen, I'm just saying in general, he still took an L.
Man, but he took an L to Michael Jordan, though, man.
Patrick Mahomes.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
He had to think about that for
No,
a
he
minute.
didn't lose.
Damn.
He lost Patrick Mahomes, but he lost to Josh Allen this year.
Yeah, this year he lost to Josh Allen. He sure
Nah, they
did.
beat them
No,
now.
they didn't.
No,
they
this
didn't
year-
get to the AFC Championship.
Uh,
it was Buffalo and Kansas
Buffalo
City
beat
in the
them,
AFC
yeah.
Championship.
Exactly.
Bro, the man do this every year.
Nah,
Has
I
Baltimore-
thought they beat Buffalo.
Has Baltimore ever been
And
sorry
they
since
beat-
he been there?
It was Kansas City and
It was-
Buffalo.
It was Kansas City and Buffalo. He lost to Buffalo.
Nah, I thought he beat Buffalo
Nah, he lost.
He
this
lost.
year.
That was the matter of fact. That was the Mark Andrews pass because he threw that mug on a run, and Mark Andrews had it like this and just dropped that mug. I remember
Listen.
that.
I was sick. It was
Listen.
disgusting.
It don't be his fault when
Listen,
they
bro.
lose. It don't be his fault,
Bruh.
bro.
Nah, you can't be the
Now
best
James
player.
Harden, bro, he
You
just
can't be-
let
listen,
shit happen
listen,
in front of him.
listen,
He
it ain't
disappeared.
James
listen,
Harden just let everything happen
But
in front
Lamar
of him.
Jackson really disappears in the
Nah,
big
he
games.
don't,
Except
man.
this shit wasn't his
Nah,
fault. But them
nah.
other games, it be Lamar Jackson's
Nah,
fault.
no, it don't.
Bro, you cannot get to the AFC Championship and running has been your thing, and you just not gonna run the ball.
Just
fam.
because he ain't run a little bit,
But
man,
that would've
don't
won
mean
the
it's his
game.
fault, man.
That's
Nah,
his fault.
man, nah.
They lost, and they lost like 10. They lost like
Boog said, "Fuck that nigga."
fuck that. I fuck with Lamar Jackson.
Nah.
But
He ain't
motherfucker, you
James
gotta
Harden.
be James Harden. G.
What also cost them the game this year
he
is.
went James Harden in Houston. What they winning 60
Hey.
games that year?
But remember, what cost them the
We give
game
you
this
Chris
year
Paul?
is that fumble he
Chris
did.
Paul.
Oh, I
Is
remember.
that fumble?
Because remember, he juked him,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden got spent around. I'm like, Lamar, go! Dropped the
Yeah.
ball. I was like, damn,
Hey,
Lamar.
I ain't gonna blame this year
Yeah,
on
that's
Lamar.
true, but they didn't score off that.
I ain't,
Nah,
gonna-
they
I
didn't
ain't-
score.
I ain't gonna blame Lamar this year. Matter of fact, last year,
It wasn't
the
Lamar's
year
fault
before
either,
that,
man.
he lost to Buffalo on a field goal. Like, bruh, him and James Harden got all the accolades and lose.
Man, don't put him in the James
Yeah,
Harden.
James
category.
Harden.
That's
G.
crazy.
They equivalent.
I don't know if I can say he liked the James Harden,
he
but he
equivalent
likes
to
somebody in the NBA, but he ain't like James
It's
Harden.
James Harden.
man.
James Harden, that nigga. In the regular season, is James Harden not that?
crazy.
Is James
you know
Harden not
what?
that nigga in the
Hey,
regular season?
Yeah,
know
but
what?
James do this in the playoffs.
Lamar Jackson damn
Lamar
near do the
Jackson
same
be
thing.
in there like this.
The only thing that
Nah.
make the only thing might make your
He
ain't
debate
playing
is
no
liable.
When he lose, he
fighting.
don't look like the MVP when he
What
lose.
is
He
it?
be fighting though.
Was it game 7 this year?
James
James
Harden
Harden
be
only
like-
had 7 points, right?
Yeah.
That was
James Harden be
horrible,
like-
boy.
He just put his hands up at the game.
I wish Stat Man was there so we could look up the stats. For
Stat
Lamar Jackson.
man, stat. That's got to be his name, Stat man.
That's why I told
Stat
him.
man.
Stat
Stat
Man
Man.
was here. We could look that up, but bro,
Shout out, Mark. That's crazy.
man.
Caleb Williams addresses the book excerpt on his pre-draft feelings about Bears ESPN. Seth Wicker. You know what? these motherfuckers gonna think I can't read. These motherfuckers gonna think I really can't read because I'm trying to read the notes and perceive it at the same time. But basically, he's upset about that it getting out that he didn't want to go to Chicago.
Ain't no need to get upset about it. Everybody knew that shit.
It was a bad situation,
Right.
bad coaching. And
But-
everything.
Do you blame him for not wanting to go?
Yes. No. The Bears usually no.
Yeah, because
Well,
he ain't
I
do
ain't like
shit.
I ain't want Caleb to go.
He
But
ain't
I'm a
do
Bears
shit. He
fan,
ain't
so
show
I'm
us
gonna deal
shit.
with him.
We should have been on.
I agree. I wanted the
You should
motherfucker
have drafted
that went to Washington.
Daniels.
Daniels.
You
Yeah.
think so?
But they talk about all the he too small. But Daniels was definitely gonna be better because I played in the SEC against real defenses. Do y'all realize Caleb played in the Pac-12? They don't play no defense.
Yeah, he ain't do nothing. That's why I said.
I didn't think
Caleb
he was
had
special, but
decent seasons.
I wouldn't want to go there if I was a quarterback.
I'll put it to you like this.
because
I remember watching
be trash.
the first time I seen Caleb Williams like really look very fucking vulnerable. He threw 4 picks against Notre Dame. Notre Dame shut his ass down. I was looking like, okay, you making me starting to think who you really is. Dude.
No, it just came to me who Caleb Williams is.
You play for Oklahoma?
He's Cat.
Oh God damn.
He's Carl Anthony Towns.
He Carl Anthony
Sassy
Towns.
motherfucker.
He's Carl Anthony Towns.
Damn.
Sassy.
These NBA comparisons are disrespectful.
He's Carl
Hey.
Anthony Towns.
That's a
Hey,
good one.
real talk.
That's Cat.
So
I,
sassy.
you know what? I have to agree
Sassy.
with him.
That's him.
I have
The
to agree
thing
with him.
is,
Caleb
like,
Williams is Carl Anthony Towns.
Cat does everything sassy, bro.
Sad. He
Like I
runs.
saw him
He built like a
pass
baby
the ball,
mama.
and he was like,
What we say? His
the way
numbers
he
gonna
looked,
be
I was
good,
like,
but they
nigga.
equate to wins.
Oh yeah, hey, you know I forgot
he
about.
on- we ain't winning what you doing
He do,
now.
and he do make sure his fingernails be looking lit. I'll be looking like, dude, really?
He be like,
But that, even football, right? Even outside the sassiness, Caleb gonna put up good numbers. Cat put up good numbers, but it don't lead
Yeah.
to wins.
What? Like why he was on his hip like that? Hey,
oh, God.
what
And he
Gil-
changed his
hey,
voice too much. That shit is
y'all hear what Gil said about him, right?
No, what Gil said about him.
Gil, fuck.
he's talking about how he,
Y'all
built,
keep-
how he built like a
Yeah,
woman.
yeah, he said he built like
He
a
got
bitch.
hips like a
he
bitch.
said he a whole WNBA player.
Damn.
Yeah.
And Cat just soft.
He was at big feet, long arms.
Yeah, long legs.
He got
Long
one of the
legs,
most
big feet,
small
ugliest jump
torso.
shots I've ever seen, bro.
He said he built like a whole
But
bitch.
that's Caleb. Shaved that beard off. That's Caleb Williams all
Yeah,
day.
for sure.
That's Caleb.
Sassy.
So I don't want to
and
hear nothing
overrated.
from Caleb. don't
Yeah, I
wanna hear
think
nothing.
that they got him. I think that they brought the right coach in for him.
Are they gonna win the
Hopefully.
North? Are they gonna win the NFC North?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be tough, bro.
It's gonna be tough.
No,
It's gonna be tough.
They should.
Because you know you got to see
The coach know how to win in that division.
right.
Give him
Detroit
that.
still is there, and then they. Oh man, the way they talking about JJ McCarthy over there in Minnesota, I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here with
Get
all
them
that.
niggas
They should have kept Darnold. What he
Get
ended
outta
up
here.
going? Seattle?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
They gonna be good because that motherfucker Jefferson. They could, who that
Oh.
quarterback now?
JJ?
JJ McCarthy played for Michigan. He
He's
just
back.
he a game manager. He's not one that's gonna
Yeah,
win
he's
the
a
game
game
for you.
manager.
He a game manager.
Oh no, he ain't gonna be able to play like that with Jefferson over there.
he
So
got
he
to
gonna
sling
have to
that
let that
bitch. He
bitch
gonna
go.
have to sling that bitch.
Yeah, he gonna have to sling that bitch for Jefferson, or Jefferson gonna get his ass up out of there.
NFL key free agent signing impacts on the season. I'm going to give you a situation, and then you guys respond to what it is. Is that's how that works, right? I like that, Coach.
What is it?
You know how to put together a good show. You know how to put together a good show, bro. You really fucking do. We didn't do the guess who, but we do you have it still?
No.
Nah,
Okay, okay.
Don't do the
This
guess
is
who.
this
That
is
shit
good.
was hard. You made
This
that
is
shit hard.
this is
We
good.
do
This
next
is
week.
good.
You know basketball too much. That shit was way too. I
Hey.
was in here like I know basketball before.
This motherfucker right here knows how to put together a good show.
So what's
Y'all, if y'all out there, y'all need a show that you need a good script for a show. This nigga right here knows how to do it. Because I would have never thought of this shit.
It's
So what
taking
is it?
time
So
and
what we
studying
doing?
that shit,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm gonna give you a situation, and then you basically just tell me like you'll get it. Watch. Addition of Devontae Adams on the makes the Rams what?
Super Bowl contender,
Where?
dude. And you a Rams fan?
I'm a Rams fan.
Come on, bro. Come on.
It makes them competitive.
Yeah,
competitive would be
it makes them good with their
make
wide.
them okay.
It makes their wide receiver core solid.
Solid.
It doesn't make it. I don't think it makes them a
They don't
competitor.
put them over the top.
It doesn't put them over the top. They have so many question marks in so many other places. It makes them a solid wide receiver core on that team.
It's cool.
That's what
They'll
I
be
think.
okay.
Go ahead.
Did they trade Cooper Kupp yet?
Yeah, he gone.
He didn't go. Where he go? He the Eagles,
He went
right?
to- no, he went to Seattle.
Seattle. Okay.
Him and Darnold over there.
It's because they got Puka, they got they
gonna be
have
straight
some, they got Jefferson, they got a couple
It's gonna
guys.
be trash.
Running back
Ain't
pretty
gonna be
nice.
trash.
They got some good. They got Quorum
Yeah,
and over there. They got some running backs.
And y'all defense is still solid, so
They had
we're gonna see.
who they had? They had Gino.
Here's the thing.
Gino actually looked decent out there.
You said what you said about Pittsburgh, but one thing is to be said about the Rams. They find a way to get into the playoffs every
Rams
season.
too. I thought they
McVay's
was
a
gonna
good
make.
coach.
I thought they was gonna make it this year, or did they?
They did.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They did.
got in.
McVay's a good coach. You
Yeah.
gotta give him that.
He got injuries too. Like injuries fucked them over too.
Yeah, they went all in.
You know
with
who I thought
Darnold
was
and
gonna-
them, and they won their chip, and then that was it.
Off subject, but I was gonna take the charge. The charge just disappointed me.
Oh yeah,
That shit they got
That's
blew out.
Hardball's first year though.
That
Yeah.
shit pissed me off.
that's the thing.
So
First
his
year
ro-
coaches,
but his
they'll get
roster
it.
His roster wasn't.
But I thought,
No,
I
they'll
thought
get
when
it.
they got in, they gonna go to the Super.
How come you give him that, but you didn't give JJ that?
Oh,
I don't fuck with JJ, but I'm gonna deal with him because he a
Hey.
Lakers coach.
JJ got
hey,
LeBron.
I
and
fucking,
Luka.
hey, hold on. I
JJ
fucking
got
him.
LeBron
You saw
and
that?
Luka
I
on the
fucking
same-
got him. I fucking got him. Hey, y'all saw that? I fucking got
I'm
him.
talking. JJ
Go ahead,
got
go ahead.
LeBron and Luka on the same team. Who did Hardball have?
Herbert.
Well, Herbert ain't never did nothing.
It's
They
football.
say
It's different.
They say Herbert
He's supposed to be
the
him.
next
They've
thing.
been
Yeah,
saying that forever, and he never done
got
nothing.
hurt.
But they've been saying Herbert is going to be this guy forever, and he's just never went over the hump.
but
He's
you
never
also got to
done
think
nothing.
about it.
He threw 6 picks.
What does
That's
John
something.
Harbaugh like to do most? Run the fucking
Run the
rock.
ball.
He ain't had no running back.
Yeah.
We ain't had no center.
JJ Redick, man, compared to their previous coach, he's not as good.
Anyway,
That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna give you another one. A successful season for Justin Fields with the Jets would be what?
Finishing out the whole year as the starter.
Damn.
If
A successful season for Justin Fields with the Jets finishing
Making the
would be what?
making the playoff,
Close to making the playoffs.
no, he can't be close. At this point, he got to do something.
He just needs to show that he can start.
Yeah, he got if he got to finish the season. I think
Yeah.
making the playoffs would be cool.
I think I
If he
think
don't make the playoffs, they're gonna start disrespecting.
I'd be surprised if they win 7 games.
Damn.
That's a
I think
tough
they got.
division,
I think they
man.
got him at 7.5.
Well, he got
It's
to
a
do
tough.
better than
It's
that.
a tough division,
Division,
and
new coach, new
Right, he got-
and nobody really stands out in that division outside the Bills,
Yeah.
He got to do better than that.
Dolphins.
Dolphins. I mean, but they're all kind of in the same boat. Except yeah, they're on the bottom of that.
All I'm saying is he got to do something. He can't. He
Yeah.
got to finish the season.
That's why I said if
If
he
he
finishes
loses
the
the
season
starting job,
as
it's
listed
over
as
for
a,
him.
he's still a starter, I'm like, okay, he's a starter.
If they bench him at any point, it's over for him.
it's over for him.
Addition of George Pickens makes Cowboys what?
Just a playoff contender.
I think this is what
No.
Dak needs.
I think this push him over.
I think this. What do you mean by push him over?
Nah, y'all be disrespect. Oh, I hate the Cowboys.
They're
too.
going to win a playoff game this year.
Yeah.
I just said
Yeah,
playoffs.
I agree.
They definitely going.
They're
to the
going to
second
win
round.
one.
Can the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott?
Yeah,
It's possible,
yeah.
I believe so.
it don't
but
be
if-
Dak's fault.
Bruh, every year Dak is healthy. They win like 12
It's,
games. What y'all talking about?
Man,
Dak,
when they
he do
lose
suck
them
in the
games,
playoff.
I'm telling you, when they lose those games in the playoff, they go down 21 points in the first quarter or
like,
something. So it's
come
hard
on.
for Dak to come back after that.
Yeah,
Can the Dallas Cowboys win a Super Bowl with Jerry Jones as their GM?
it's possible.
I don't think so.
He
I
don't
don't
make
think so
enough
either.
moves, I don't think.
I don't
They
think so.
made a few this year.
Yeah, but they don't make enough.
I think Pickens put them over the top. I think they'll win the playoffs.
Besides
yeah.
Pickens, what other move did they make?
Did they draft well?
No.
Not really. Oh, you know what? No, they
Ooh,
didn't.
they about to. They
No, they
offense
did.
about to be crazy.
No, they did.
You got
'Cause,
Pickens and CD Lamb.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's what
That's
Dak
gonna be
needed.
wild.
The two
Nah,
number one.
but
But
they
they
really
need a running
but
back,
They really
though.
need a running back.
Yeah, they got Ezekiel back.
Yeah.
He ain't do shit. He
Because
ain't
I
been
forget.
shit
I was
for
finna
years.
say they drafted a old boy, but
I thought they drafted a running back.
no, he went to the Raiders.
Gentry.
Gentry.
Yeah.
Did they draft Mario Hampton out of North Carolina? Because if they drafted him, I don't know, bro.
But they offense about to be crazy if Dak.
They
go.
do need a running back. 2 of them, to be
Yeah.
precise.
They need a running back, but yeah, Pickens and Lamb gonna be tough to guard.
And you better hurry up and quit fucking
Because
around.
people
and,
don't realize how good
What's
Pickens is.
what's
all
better,
day.
Pickens and Lamb or Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams?
Nobody better than Jamar Chase and Higgins.
Wait, who?
Jamar Chase.
Higgins.
Yo, Jamar Chase.
I don't even.
Higgins.
This is not even a conversation.
That definitely ain't no conversation.
Are you for real a Bengals fan?
I love Joe Burrows, and I just think Jamar Chase is the best. My guy tried to argue with me about Jamar Chase.
Number one right now.
Listen, he tried to argue with me and tell me Jamar. And by the end of the season, he got the triple crown.
Jamar Chase is.
What was their issue last season then?
They ain't had no defense.
They ain't had
And
no
then
defense.
when they defense started playing good, it was we
Too
so
late.
far behind.
And
That's the last
what
couple
it-
years.
And the Bengals, number one
And they
thing
start
is
off slow.
Yeah, exactly. They started off too damn slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 0-2 or
It's just-
0-3.
but
every
last,
just
year.
funny.
last year it was the owner's fault because you playing with Higgins' money.
Yeah, but
He
what
missed two
about
games.
Taylor?
But-
You still gonna keep him around even though they start off slow every year?
Yeah, they might need to change.
They
that
need
shit.
to make sure they sign they D lineman.
I think they
Hendricks.
about to.
Because if they don't, he
Yeah,
don't.
he bitching, but they'll sign.
Yeah, but
Man, it just be some teams that I'd be like, damn, I wonder what it'd be like to be a fan of that whack ass
Y'all
team.
better be. Will they come out healthy?
What teams is that?
If the Bengals
Like,
come out
can you
healthy,
imagine waking up in the morning
it's over.
and on a Sunday morning
And the
you're
Bears
just
game coming on?
no, you're just like, oh fuck, man, like I'm so geeked to turn on the Jets.
It's people like
nobody.
that.
Shit, the Jets better than the Bears.
man, dude, you got Jets fans out there
Ugh.
that
You
be
a Bears
going
fan, no?
crazy.
Man,
Ugh.
Bears
Or
ain't
like
be off
crazy.
So much, dog.
I don't know. It's just
was 4-2 in
I'm
the
so
Hail Mary
geeked to be a
growing up
and my boy Will gonna get on me, but I'm so geeked to just turn on the Chargers. Just like
It's
nigga,
motherfuckers out there
what?
that love that
Ugh.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. You
Yeah, they
said
love
some
that
wrong stuff.
team.
You should say like the Browns.
Look,
But
I
now
can
the
see
Brown fan base
Browns
is
fan
deep,
base is
too.
deep.
I
Brown,
agree.
All
hey,
NFL teams have a
who you
fan
think
base.
who you think got a better fan base?
Except
The Browns or the
probably Jaguars.
OKC Thunder?
The Browns.
Browns,
Browns,
yeah.
Bills or OKC Thunder?
Bills.
Really, you think so?
Bills Mafia, bro.
Bills.
Oh wow.
Bills
But did you know
Mafia.
that the Browns
No, I know how to win.
So you know the Browns is
Yeah.
really the Colts.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
not the Colts, the Ravens.
The Ravens. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
yeah, yeah.
the fan base
Yeah.
brought their team back and they
Yeah.
bought the rights.
Don't you dare mention my team because I ain't one, man. I'm just sick.
Because motherfuckers laugh at us for being Bears fans.
As much as I love the Colts, man, I just wake up. I was like, man, what shit do I?
I ain't gonna
gotta
hold
do
you.
today,
That's
bro?
got to be ass being a Colts fan.
It pisses me the hell off, man. I was like, I hear, oh, Anthony Richardson hurt again. I was like, damn you, Anthony.
Yeah.
Damn you. And then y'all go sign as fucking Daniel Jones. Come
Oh,
on.
speaking of, because
Probably the Lions' fans probably the worst. They had a good year
They
this
had
year.
good 2
I,
years.
Yeah, but that's probably the worst fan because you
They
go
wasn't never
0-16.
we was better
You
than
don't
them.
win no games. Like the
I
Lions
noticed.
fans,
I noticed a sports show.
Y'all had
and
Megatron and he just quit.
Yeah,
Like, I can't even
Deion
take it
Barry
no more.
Sanders
Oh,
just
then-
quit in the
then you
middle.
then you
Yeah,
got to be
the
mad. 'cause
Lions
we had, what's the
fans.
quarterback?
no,
that won the champ-
don't do that.
Oh
Because
yeah,
We had him all the years. He goes straight to motherfucking
Nah,
win the
man.
Super Bowl.
yeah, the Lions is probably the worst.
not anymore.
Matthew Stafford.
Not anymore.
Not because the
saying.
last couple years,
Yeah,
but
not
all
last couple
around.
years.
Overall, yeah,
The
they
Lions
probably
fan.
had to be worse.
Because
You wake
being
up in Detroit,
being
you
from
never
Michigan,
won.
being from Michigan,
Yeah, you're
growing
right.
up and seeing that shit. I remember my dad. He ain't from Michigan, but he's a Cowboys fan, diehard Cowboys fan, always has been. I think after Tony Romo left, when Tony Romo missed that kick, and then he said, "I'm never watching him again," and he turned off football, and I never seen him watch another game.
mean,
but he
Fuck
hit
Tony
him.
Romo doing kicking.
No, not kicking. But remember he missed the field goal thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So he, growing up, him and his friend Gary, they used to always play each other in Madden. Gary was a diehard Lions fan, and my dad would just beat the shit out of him over
Lions
and
are
over
terrible.
and over and over again.
Like, why would he get
And
the Lions all the
He's
time?
just that was his team. That was
So
his
I
team,
don't
and I was like,
care. I ain't
damn.
getting the Bears on
But
that.
that's always been my second team is the Lions. The Detroit Lions has always been my second team, just because of that. Because I'm from Michigan, and because hey, it's the underdog,
Funny
man.
story about Matt in college. My smart ass, I love it. My smart ass went in there and changed the settings
Oh, man.
on my players, and I be whooping their ass, and they had no idea. At the end of the year, I told them.
Cheating.
Oh, you
bumped
sitting
their
there
cheating ass
changing shit up.
nigga.
You
You
bumping their
used to be
ratings
going
up.
there, but-
Creating players and shit, bumping their ratings up.
players.
Yeah, he was one of those. He was one of those people.
Yeah, I
before-
kicked his ass. I found out about
And I
that.
used to
You
be gambling.
motherfucker.
And when you talking about fans,
Gambling and stuff.
another fan, it's two more fan bases I know that's gonna show out no
That
matter
shit was the
what.
funniest shit. They was like, what the
Green
fuck?
Bay
They
Packers
thought I was good
fans
at that.
is
No.
gonna
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah.
This nigga just at 99 at this point.
That's crazy. But no, like I say, Green Bay Packer fans gonna show up,
That's religion.
and The Oakland
Bears
Raider
fans.
and the Raider fans gonna show up.
Yes.
Bears fans like that.
Oh, Bears fans, yeah, they still
Cowboy
gonna show
fans.
up. Cowboy fans
I don't know why
gonna show up.
motherfuckers is Cowboys. They ain't won shit. And they
Speak-
bad as us.
Speaking of Green Bay, I know we don't
Roaches and Cowboy
usually
fans.
talk about documentaries on this show, but if you guys get a chance, definitely watch that Brett Favre documentary.
It's on Netflix.
How about no?
No, yeah,
We
fuck
do
Brett
talk
Favre.
about documentaries on the show, but
What-
we don't talk
And
about
also the
Brett Favre.
Is it on Netflix?
I'm a
It's on-
Bears fan. I hate that
Right,
clown.
fuck Brett Favre.
it's on
with
it's
his
on
thieving
Netflix.
ass.
Fuck Brett
He
Favre.
taking money from the kids.
Kids, yeah.
Fuck Brett Favre. It is on Netflix, but it is a good watch. And then also the Javaris Crittenton story
I
that's
watched
on
that.
there. That was very interesting too.
didn't know
with-
You
all
mean
of that.
Javaris Crittenton, the one about the guns with
Yeah,
the
shooting guards.
Oh
to jail?
yeah,
That was good.
Yeah, I
That was
forgot to
good.
tell you about that.
Did you
That's
know he
good.
went to jail?
Yeah, they was talking about
for that
shit.
incident?
No,
Yes.
he didn't go to jail for that incident.
His
He
life
went,
was fucked up. He,
he went to jail for something
I'ma
else.
check
Because
it out. I'ma
I
check
can
it out.
That shit
I
actually
can
good.
give you one little piece
I'ma
of it
check it
because
out.
they said that it was
Tomorrow-
about game
tomorrow.
time and they was both heading to the arena and when old boy walked up in the arena, Gilbert Arenas had guns laying there right there. You said you're just gonna kill me, so pick one. I was like, damn, Gilbert.
They take you through the whole backstory
Gilbert
because
always told that story. He said that it was his fault because he was playing too much. Like Gilbert, like a silly
Yeah,
dude. So
definitely.
he really just on some silly shit. It turned out. To
Yeah,
be
because they
shit
say
wild.
everybody always had guns in the locker room anyway.
And they said technically they dropped, they plead out of the NBA. It's funny, the court's crazy. They was gonna charge them motherfuckers with gun trafficking. And the NBA, because you got on the plane and you go, so the NBA would have been tied in with it. So they told them motherfuckers just plea out, motherfuckers.
Oh, wow.
Because we don't need the attention of people that don't watch sports. They gonna really think the NBA out
gun
here
trafficking and
gun
shit.
trafficking. So they like, nah. Just
Vernon
plea the fuck
Maxwell
out.
told a story one time that him and Shaq got into it. And he was like, shit. He pulled that thing out on Shaq.
Yeah, oh, they used
Right
to do
outside.
crazy
He was
stuff.
like, shit, run up on me, big boy. It's gonna
Right,
be a
yeah,
problem.
exactly,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Who was
I heard that.
Who was that said they beat a motherfucker with a weight? Was it Vernon?
That was Vernon Maxwell.
That was Vernon
yeah.
Maxwell.
No,
yeah.
that used to be wild back in the day.
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
hey, Vernon Maxwell was like that, and they tell stories about like who was it? Xavier Daniels. They said that motherfucker was crazy.
Yeah,
and
X-Man.
And what's my boy?
Charles Oakley was crazy. They really
Rest in
be
peace to
slapping motherfuckers.
what's the dude that
Anthony Mason.
Yeah, they said he used to look high.
He used to smack the shit out of people with them hands, they say.
I say Oakley was slapping motherfuckers. Say he slapped shit out
Yeah.
of Charles Barkley.
Niggas was
before.
wild.
Niggas was
No,
wild back then.
you remember watching the Bulls documentary, and he grabbed Scotty up by his damn neck.
slapping that motherfucker.
I was
Oh, you
like,
talking about Oakley?
Yeah,
just
big ass
punking him
heads.
like a little bitch.
right, big
Scotty
ass
was
heads.
looking like a
He
10-year-old.
got teased. Nigga Charles Oakley was like bullying him. He said Daryl Armstrong. One of them motherfuckers at a basketball practice.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, them niggas was
Because I
wild.
know also too is like James Dolan. The way he did Oakley, hey, get him up out of the
Yeah,
Knicks.
I wanted Oakley to show me something, bro.
Hey, think about it.
I'm like, show me something, Oak. You know
know
what I'm
it had to be
saying?
crazy.
He just went out there like that.
right,
Sprewell
yeah.
choked the coach, and he
Oh, yeah,
honestly ain't think
Latrell
nothing was
Sprewell.
gonna He actually ain't think nothing was gonna happen.
That was
to him. Motherfucker. You
that
can't
was
choke.
Nelson.
PJ
Yeah.
Carlissimo.
Oh no, yeah, PJ Carmelo.
But think about it. He
choked him.
did it and didn't think he was gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, I
with that
forgot, I
shit.
forgot
Like,
the
yeah, right.
backstory of that,
Niggas
but
is
yeah,
wild.
PJ was asking for it. PJ was definitely asking for it.
Probably, but
Well, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. I know this was a bit of a long one, but we got a lot of shit that we got through. I appreciate you putting the show together, Coach Dre. Thank you guys for showing up. I know it's been a really tough week on the pods and whatnot, but we got some good content. We thank you guys for watching. As always, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all the things. We're pushing on Instagram. We're pushing on TikTok. Those are the things that matter in the grand scheme of our success. So thank you. It was a vibe. It was real. This is the panel. They call me Swill, and we will see you guys very, very soon.
Yo, thank you for all the comments in the inboxes and stuff. I'm gonna get back to you one day.
Keep him coming.